of last Saturday night. That was April 1st, hopefully kickstarting the month of April in a good way for the Black Bears. March was one that you definitely want to put in the rearview mirror. They defeat the River Dragons 5-3, the first time that either side had won in regulation this year. So a big opportunity for Binghamton to build a little bit of momentum coming in to a home-and-home series against the Delaware Thunder. Friday night, meaning tonight, it's Hall of Fame night inside the confines of Vision Veterans Memorial Arena. And tomorrow night, the Black Bears are taking what could be their final trip ever to the Thunderdome out in Harrington, Delaware. As I welcome in my partner, Alex Jones. Alex, in Black Bears Rewind, what did you like most about the team's game against the River Dragons?
You know, Brooks, they played an entire game of hockey, and what I mean is it was a full 60 minutes where they gave full effort against one of the best teams in this league, statistically the best league in this team if you go by wins and losses. And it really gave an example, a sort of blueprint for what the Black Bears could do to win in the playoffs. The young guys contributed a lot, top lines contributed a lot. You saw everyone selling out and really going all in on the game, and it was just probably the most complete game we've seen so far from these Binghamton Black Bears.
Yeah, and the Black Bears were able to clinch the season series over the River Dragons. They finished the season against their rivals from Columbus 2-0-1. They lost the first game down in Georgia in overtime. Then Jake Schultz won it in overtime the next night. So realistically, you got 4 points against what could be the league's best. Right now, they are #1 in the Continental Division. Carolina has something to say about that. We'll talk more about the standings as the night goes along, especially when we get to the Excite Motorsports intermission report. But for now, we're going to take a timeout. Come back. We have the Tully's Coaches Corner getting ready for a very special Hall of Fame induction ceremony here tonight in Binghamton. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to the Triple Cities Family Dental pregame show right here on Fox Sports 1430. Welcome in, everybody, for another edition of the Triple Cities Family Dental pregame show. It is Hall of Fame night. We have a special ceremony getting ready to take place in just a couple of minutes, honoring Josh Hennessy, Patrice Robitaille, and the late Charlie Jaworski, the newest inductees into the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame. Now, this class was originally scheduled to be inducted in the spring of 2020, but I think we all know what happened come springtime that year, and unfortunately their ceremony was postponed. They were not able to have it last year as well as the year before, so we are very honored that we could have the ceremony here tonight. We have some members of the family. I know Josh Hennessy is not in attendance tonight, but he did send a video that we are going to play during the ceremony as well, and we're going to highlight the great accomplishments of these three gentlemen the entire night, as the Black Bears are also wearing their 50th anniversary jerseys for the final time this season. They will be auctioned off live following tonight's game as well. Now we need to move over into the Tully's Coaches Corner. Friendly reminder, last time we'll be at Tully's for the regular season at least will be this upcoming Tuesday at 6 p.m. Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Now, someone who has definitely been the topic of discussion this week is Coach Brant Sherwood. A lot of fans unhappy with him. Unfortunately, they don't have the full side of the story. That's just the way it's going to always be.
And Brooks, that's one of the most difficult things in sports in general is fans only see one little piece of an overabundant web of information that they genuinely don't understand where things fall. All you see is a keyhole when you have an entire tapestry in front of you.
Well, yep. It's been a weird week, but we're here for the game. Just to highlight on it real quick, to tell you the story straight, Gino D'Angelo approached Coach Sherwood about his playing time situation, heard an answer, then approached the management, got an answer asking for his release, and this was something that was initiated by the player. So D'Angelo was granted his release and left on good terms. This was not a person was kicked off the team scenario by any means necessary. I think some people might be a little misconstrued on that. So D'Angelo signed by the Elmira Mammoth, not too far down the road, still a local guy, wish nothing but the best for Gino. And coming from the player's point of view, I understand it, and especially at this level, you want to play games. You do not want to be the healthy extra. I do not fault Gino for asking to find a new spot. Elmira has 5 games remaining in their schedule, so they will be hopefully eligible to make the playoffs with D'Angelo. They're going to be locked in either to 3rd or 4th. They can still climb past Watertown, but they have their work cut out for them. So with that set aside, let's go ahead and hop into the Tully's Coaches Corner and hear a pregame discussion that I had earlier today with interim head coach Brant Sherwood. So go ahead and enjoy this one, everybody. All right, now time for another edition of the Tully's Coaches Corner. Reminder that our final Tully's Good Times with Coach show for the regular season will be this upcoming Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Coach Sherwood, it is Hall of Fame night here as we are celebrating 50 years of hockey in Binghamton, and a lot of guys here from the state of New York grew up coming to games and have been around hockey for so long. So before we get to tonight's game, it's got to feel pretty good being a part of a history and a half-century mark tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Just always hearing about the Binghamton Rangers, Senators, all those teams. I think I first heard about the Binghamton Rangers and the movie Mystery Alaska. One of the guys gets called up to the New York Rangers, but he's got to go to Binghamton first. And then I knew a local guy by the name of Jamie Bird who played for the Binghamton Icemen back in the day. So there's strong history in New York, and we have a few upstate New York guys, and it's awesome to be a part of the tradition.
And coming off a great victory over the Columbus River Dragons last Saturday, that was back on April 1st, which seems like so long ago now as we are back to a Friday night contest. How did you think that your team responded to some adversity that they had earlier in the month of March, and really as soon as they flipped the calendar to April, put together a great performance like that against the league's arguably best team?
Yeah, so like off-ice issues, short bodies, being on the road for basically a month. I mean, it's I always told the guys that February is the toughest month in the year, but it looks like I changed my mind and now it's March. March was a very tough one for us. Didn't get a whole lot of wins, but I like to think the team learned a lot from it. And then with all these new additions the past couple weeks, our team is totally revamped. We actually have a whole new culture of internal competition and guys competing for their spot every night, and it gets the most out of each individual, which kind of holds them accountable itself.
Even though the Black Bears are locked into second place in the playoffs, some people could say that the last 4 games of the season really don't matter, win or lose. But how important is it to have the winning mojo getting ready to go into the playoffs where every game does matter? I
think it's so important. You have to be catching your stride at the right time. You have to be consistent. You got to play the same way every night, no matter who you're playing. So, I'll just toss that right out the window. These games do matter, and I do think it dictates how we play going into the playoffs.
The last couple of games, the Black Bears have gone with 11 forwards and 5 defensemen, something that's a little uncommon here at this level. A lot of times we see teams roll out 7 defensemen, but not 5. You guys electing to go with the extra forward, and what do you think that provides for the Black Bears?
I just think it makes us a little bit harder to play against. as it goes for our forecheck. Like, they're a little bit more hungrier for pucks. They're getting the pucks behind their D. They're winning 50-50 races, stuff like that. And I'm very confident in the defensemen we have to log around like 25 minutes or so. So also I have the ability to send Kirkby or Anderson back since they're so versatile and they played the position before. So it just gives me a lot more options instead of possibly moving like a guy like Oliveri up. We have a ton of forwards right now. It's just kind of what we have in the locker room. So I'm just trying to provide the best product with what we have.
All right, last question before I let you go. What's the message tonight as the Delaware Thunder come in for a 7 o'clock start?
Well, I think Delaware Thunder is very much so like the Motor City Rockers, and they're gonna work their butts off. They're going to be relentless on the forecheck, and if you take them lightly, you've seen them win against Columbus recently. They've lost to Danbury 3-2, and then they had 2 games in a row against Watertown. So they're a team to be reckoned with at this time of year, and I think they're just proven to other teams that, hey, like if this team folds, like you should come pick me up. So it's almost like a tryout for those guys. So they're going to be coming hard. They love playing in our building, and they're definitely going to want to steal one.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time and best of luck tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, Brooksy. Appreciate it.
All right, that's the voice of interim head coach Brant Sherwood. More to come after these messages on Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hall of Fame night. It is now time for the class of 2023 Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Please welcome Connor Gates.
Welcome back in, everybody, for the Hall of Fame night tradition here. Connor Gates is the master of ceremonies, and at this time, we're going to throw it down to Mr. Gates.
Our celebration of 50 years of hockey in Broome County. Fans a chance to look back at the wonderful history of hockey in Broome County. It offers an opportunity to see the players and staff they grew up with. And for all the fans in attendance, it extends 2-for-1 beer sales for an extra 15 minutes. The Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame was established in 1998 with the inaugural class, Ken Holland, Jim Matthews, and Randy McGregor. The Hall's mission is to preserve and honor the 50 years tradition of professional hockey in the greater Binghamton area. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce and recognize some of our distinguished guests. Joining us down on the ice, Hall of Fame committee member Willis Platt, Hall of Fame members Roger Neal, John Smith, and Tom Mitchell. And finally, to say a few words, the owner and president of the Binghamton Black Bears, Andreas Johansson.
Thank you, Connor, and thank all of you fans for coming out here tonight. The Black Bears are very proud and grateful to be a part of the great tradition of 50 years of hockey in Binghamton. Tonight, we are creating history with the induction of the 2023 class into the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame. On behalf of the entire Black Bears organization, our players, coaches, and our staff, I'd like to congratulate Josh Hennessy, Patrice Robitaille, and the late Charlie Jaworski on their inductions and thank them for the contributions to hockey in Binghamton. With that said, I'd like to hand this right back over to Connor to get the ceremony underway. And once again, congratulations and thank you all for being here tonight.
During the 2019-2020 season, the Hall of Fame committee met and voted on that season's class of inductees with a ceremony set to take place on March 21st, 2020. Unfortunately, like the rest of the world, that ceremony was put on hold. 3 years later, we are ready to move forward. And with a Hall of Fame, the only way to do that is to look back. We are looking back at the trio of beyond worthy inclusions that span thousands of hours on the ice and countless headlines in the press. As I said, this ceremony has already been delayed 3 years, so let's not hold it up any further. Ladies and gentlemen, our first inductee in the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame is Binghamton Senator Josh Hennessy. During his time in Broome County, Josh Hennessy tallied 99 goals with 114 assists for 213 points. In his 4-year career with the B-Sens, Josh finished second in games played for the franchise, second in goals, third in assists, and second in all-time points. Josh retired in 2018, wrapping up a career that included time with the Providence Bruins of the AHL, the Boston Bruins of the NHL, and of course, the Ottawa Senators. He currently resides in North Kingstown, Rhode Island, with his 4 children, Madison, Leah, and twin boys, Brendan and Jameson. He has stayed in the game as his boys' squirt coach. Unfortunately, Josh was not able to make the trip back to Binghamton tonight, but he did send us this message.
Hi Binghamton fans, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you all in person tonight. I just wanted to send you guys a quick video to say how honored I am to be elected to the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame. Every kid fortunate enough to play professional hockey wants to get to the NHL as fast as possible and stay there for as long as possible. I was no different. But like the majority of guys, most of my career was spent elsewhere. As a journeyman, my tenure in Binghamton turned out to be the longest I had with a single team. And I feel very lucky to have spent those 4 years in such a welcoming town with such a passionate fan base. Binghamton truly is a great town for minor league hockey. Looking back at my career, I would say I was never as comfortable in another arena as I was on the ice at your Veterans Memorial. I know the boys on the bench just want the puck to drop, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you again for this honor. Enjoy the game, and go Black Bears.
Accepting the award on Josh's behalf is Binghamton Hall of Fame member Tom Mitchell. Our next inductee is former Binghamton hockey beat writer Charlie Jaworski. I could list his decades worth of accomplishments, but I think that's best left up to one of Charlie's colleagues and friends. Hockey fans, please welcome Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame member and radio icon, Roger Neal.
Thank you, Connor. Great to be back here at this beautiful arena, and it is my distinct honor and pleasure to be able to welcome into the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame one of my great media colleagues over the years, Charlie Jaworski. I call him Chaz, most people call him Jaws, whatever you called him. He was a fabulous correspondent and a disciple of excellent writing. I worked with the hockey team for 8 years, and I used to read Charlie's column just to find out what was going on because he was on top of everything. He was an absolutely amazing writer. I was always fascinated how he could make words come to life. One of my favorite readings that he had, during a hockey game, Binghamton was on the power play. One of our point players scored off a line drive shot that got by the goaltender. Charlie described it as a vulcanized shot. I never forgot that. Some of the great things that he did covering not just hockey, instrumental, of course, in the popularity of hockey here, but also other major sports like the BC Open and Dick's Open. He started back in 1973, finished up in 2011, culminating his great career with coverage of the Calder Cup championship team right here in Binghamton. Charlie was, of course, a big fan coming from Detroit, Michigan, of all the Detroit teams. I used to talk to him and I'd say, when he wrote an article, I'd say, Charlie, that is befitting of Joe Falls. Falls is another Hall of Fame media member and writer who has had a storied career. But Charlie being from Detroit, I always compared him to Joe Falls, and Charlie would look at me and say, "Oh, stop it, you're kidding me." As we see tonight, I wasn't kidding. Charlie was absolutely phenomenal. It is my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome in one of the true greats in our community supporting hockey for decades, the late Charlie Jaworski. Please welcome him into the class of 2023. Accepting Charlie's family and the award recipient, his daughter Amy, on behalf of her entire family. Thank you.
Similar to several Hall of Fame members in that after just a few seasons in Broome County, he knew he had to call this place home. And that is former BC Iceman Patrice Robitaille. Prior to his professional career, Robitaille played four seasons at Clarkson University, where he served as team captain his senior year. He currently ranks 8th all-time in points for the Golden Knights. In parts of 3 seasons with your Iceman, Robitaille tallied 48 goals and 120 assists, including 59 during the 1999-2000 season, which was a team record. He finished his Iceman career 7th in franchise goals, 4th in assists, and 5th in career points. As I said, Patrice stayed in the area, currently residing in Endwell with his wife Stacy, 3 boys Alex, Curtis, and Owen. We are very happy that he is able to join us tonight. Presenting Patrice with his Hall of Fame award plaque is Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame member John Smith. Please welcome back to the arena, Patrice Robitaille.
Thank you very much. Monday night teammates. It's really an honor to be here tonight. My wife Stacy is here tonight. My son Alex, Curtis, and Owen. My father-in-law Larry. My brother-in-law Jeff and his wife Christine. My nephew Ryan. Uncle Jimmy and Marie. Scott and Beth Kukowski and their son Ethan. So thanks for coming. I would like to thank the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame Committee and the Binghamton Black Bear Organization for including me in this special group tonight. And also Tom Mitchell, who called me in October 2019. When Tom called me, I was actually driving to my parents in Canada that day. And I was going to surprise them for that weekend. So the call could be any perfect. My mom and dad couldn't be here tonight. My dad is 91. My mom is late 80s. They can't wait to see the YouTube video of this tonight. But the timing was perfect. Tom when he called me. So thank you very much. A big thank you to my wife Stacy. We met in Postgame, New York, my senior year in college. She was attending Postgame, and I was at Clarkson. She for sure didn't know what was coming next. She was probably hoping to meet a smart Clarkson engineer, and she ended up meeting a French-Canadian hockey player. 6 years of professional hockey, traveling all over the world, and 20 years later, I'm still coaching. So, thank you very much. A friend at home, his name is Jacques Gauvin. He saw me play when I was 17, 18 years old. He believed in me, he made a lot of phone calls on my behalf. I ended up playing junior hockey in Saskatchewan. Ended up at Clarkson, and he's one big reason why I'm here today. I would like to thank the BC Iceman ownership, Patrick Snyder, Mark Palumbo, and Dave Pace for giving me the opportunity to come back and finish my career here in Binghamton. Also, Brad Jones, who coached while I was here, and all the teammates. We certainly had a good time and we had a good team. Thank you to you fans. You guys are amazing. You're embracers and always support your local professional team. The 2 years I played here was just awesome. So thank you very much, and we appreciate it. 25 years ago, Stacey and I had to make a decision regarding where we want to make our final hockey destination, and we picked Binghamton. So 25 years later, we're still here, and we're happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrice. Once again, on behalf of the Binghamton Black Bears, the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame Committee, and all of the great hockey fans that have been coming to this building for 50 years, let's give all three of our inductees a great big hand. Hockey fans, let's have a great night. Let's continue to support your hometown team as they make a long, long, long playoff run, and let's go Black Bears!
All right, that was Connor Gates, the master of ceremonies here, doing the Hall of Fame inductions tonight. Some members of the committee were present as well, some past ownership, some former broadcasters here. Roger Neal, longtime broadcaster, long before I was even thinking about Binghamton, or probably even knew that Binghamton was a city. We heard from Josh Hennessy by the way of a video that he sent in. Patrice Robitaille was here in person and he spoke, and Amy Davis was speaking on behalf of her father. Just a wonderful ceremony, Alex, and we officially welcome in those newest three members into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it is such an honor to be a Hall of Fame member in such a strong hockey community such as Binghamton's. Just really excited to see all three out, although Hennessy was not here. He did send in the video, and all excited to see those three get their flowers, so to speak, for their accomplishment of being inducted in the 2023/2020 Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and it'll be a commemorative night as well, celebrating 50 years of hockey after the Hall of Fame inductions have made their way off of the ice. The Black Bears will be wearing the special 50th anniversary for the third and final time this season. They will be auctioned off live following tonight's game. They combine all the teams of the past: Icemen, Dusters, Devils, Senators, Whalers, and Rangers, with a little combination of everything thrown together on a jersey. And it's not just a hodgepodge, throw some paint at a canvas and see what happens. It was very uniquely crafted by my predecessor, Rob Lapolis. Did an excellent job designing the jerseys. I'm wishing Rob the best with the Adirondack Thunder right now in the ECHL as we get ready to go for 30 years of Binghamton hockey. We're going to come back right after this. The presentation of the national anthem, the starting lineups, and a ceremonial puck drop with a 50-year season ticket holder member coming right up on the other side. We want to thank you for listening in to the Triple Cities Family Dental pregame show. It went a little bit longer than what it normally does, but for a great cause. Hall of Fame night is coming up right after this on Fox Sports 1430 Binghamton. Welcome in, everybody, for another edition of Black Bears hockey. The Delaware Thunder come into town trying to spoil Hall of Fame night, trying to pick up their 9th victory of the season. The Black Bears looking to set a franchise record in wins with a victory tonight in overtime or in regulation. The Black Bears would move up last year's total from 32, and they would now have 33. As I welcome in my partner Alex Jones tonight, what are going to be the keys for Binghamton tonight to make sure they pick up that franchise record, Alex?
Immediately, Brooks, you need to jump out Delaware early and often. An interesting fact I saw as I was researching the game today, Delaware has as many players on their current roster who have scored 0 goals for the Delaware Thunder than have scored more than 5 goals. Same number, 9 of each. So it's going to be, you got to jump out on Delaware early and often, get 2-3 goals in the first period, and then work from there.
All right, tonight's starting lineup brought to you by ANC. It'll be the line of Brendan Stanko and Connor Smith on the wings, the former Adrian College Bulldogs, who have really not missed a stride transitioning from the college game to the professional ranks. They're going to be centered by Jesse Anderson from Masaga Beach, Ontario, back from loan in the SPHL, as he will be the center tonight between the two college rookies. Jake Schultz, one of the defensemen of the year in the FPHL, getting the start tonight, and the captain of the Black Bears setting career highs. We talked to him during our Excite Motorsports first period intermission interview, so make sure you stick around for that as well. Colin Fitzgerald, the young star, named to the team, one of 2 defensemen also named to that, so a very decorative blue line tonight for the Black Bears, as Taylor Joseph will get the start in net for the Black Bears as the rest of the team makes their way out of the tunnel. On the opposite side, it'll be Jacob Najeko making his second start against the Black Bears. Goaltending of record, has a 1-3-1 record on the year, a .531 goals against average, and a .877 save percentage. And on the starters tonight for the Delaware Thunder, you can't say enough things about Houston Wilson. Had a 1-game call-up in the ECHL earlier this season. Guy who's playing really good hockey right now is Marquise Grant Mentis, coming over from the River Dragons in a trade halfway through the year. He's really starting to hit his stride this year and trying to make a name for himself for next season. Also got Andre Ivanov on the blue line tonight, along with, it'll be 28, not 15, as the roster that we were given says. Charlie Bedard out on the blue line for the Delaware Thunder. And now I will step aside and we have the presentation of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Katrina Bates. Great job.
That was the voice of Katrina Bates performing her rendition of the national anthem. The youth starters will start to make their way off of the ice, but we still have one more pregame festivity to get to, and we are going to let Frank Perney take it away from here with a special ceremonial puck drop.
Hall of Fame, but we are also celebrating 50 years of hockey in Binghamton. For tonight's ceremonial puck drop, please welcome 50-year season ticket holder Willis Platt and his niece, Lori Ann Platt.
Willie Platt, a 50-year season ticket holder, has not missed a season, dropping the ceremonial puck tonight along with his niece as well. He's wearing a special BC Iceman Hall of Fame night jersey from the 90s, so a very good taste in fashion.
Brooks might honestly be the hardest entrance I've ever seen in hockey. For those of you who don't know, weren't around to be able to see the Iceman. They had a guy in a Freddie Jason mask skate out to center ice with a flaming skit and do a few laps around in the pitch black arena. One of the most just chills-giving openings in hockey I have ever seen.
Well, looks like we're finally ready to drop the puck. We want to thank everybody for listening in to Triple City's Family Dental pregame show. It's now time to put the puck on the ice, as Frank Perney would say. It's the BAE Systems opening faceoff. Jesse Anderson and Houston Wilson set to go, and the opening faceoff is dropped back into the Binghamton zone, and the Black Bears will have the first offensive possession of the game. Smith with the drag shot that's blocked on the way through, and Mentis now with it on the half wall, has it stripped away by Smith. Smith turning around, throwing it off a defender out in front, clips the bottom of the netting, and the puck very quickly thrown out of play just 20 seconds in.
And Brooks, one thing that people might be asking is, what does Delaware have to play for? It's always a discussion that goes on towards the end of seasons when people have been mathematically eliminated. All of these guys are playing off for contracts next season, if not with the Delaware Thunder, other places. So that's why guys can go hard this late in the season, even being mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
All right, Bedard puts it back, and Delaney tries to exit it out of the zone. His pass will be knocked right back to his blade by Jesse Anderson. The Thunder turn it over on the second opportunity, but given right back by the Black Bears. Now Stanko with it at the blue line. He touches up, but a hair early into the zone is Jesse Anderson. This play is offsides, and it'll be a face-off coming up right in front of the Delaware bench.
And right now, Brooks, Delaware is doing a great job of keeping the Binghamton Black Bears goal scorers away from the net.
We see our first line change of the night for the Black Bears. They'll send the Lopez Thompson and Mac Lewis line. as Delaware ices the puck. So now this group of forwards will be able to try for an offensive zone set play. Coach Sherwood was talking to me before we recorded our pregame interview tonight about some set offensive zone plays. So we'll see if we get one right here off the draw. Lopez is going to be on his power side, tries to push it backwards. It'll be a 50-50 tie-up on the way through. It looks like the Thunder are going to outman the Black Bears 3-2 on the half wall, as it's a 5-man pileup jockeying for position. Looks like Moritz is going to come away with the puck, held in though by Lewis at the blue line. Lewis takes a little bit of a nudge down to the ice. Yarwood pinching in down low, can only backhand it, but holding the line is Boilar. Boilar throws one to the net, taken down out in front is Lewis, and it looks like we're going to have the game's first penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be a cross check on Moritz, Brooks. Pretty clear as day. Lewis with his back to the puck, setting up a screen. Moritz gets his hands apart, which is a telltale sign for a cross check, and Lewis going to the ice makes that an easy call for the officials. We're going to see the Henny Hard Seltzer power play for the first time today, Brooks. Yeah, looks like it's going to be Jurich, Yates, Lewis, Yarwood, and Kirkby out there.
Yep. The A unit making its way out onto the ice. Power play for the Black Bears, top of the FPHL, as it's pulled back to Cam Yarwood at the blue line. 63 power play goals for Binghamton this year. Now Kirkby outside the face-off dot, plays catch with Yarwood, throws a wrist shot on, looking for a tip. It hits Yates out in front inadvertently. Black Bear to the rebound, and they try to get the defense moving. Yarwood faked a shot. Yarwood across side of the net for Tyler Jurich, still trying to tie the goal. Hack and whack time across the red line, but doesn't go in. Puck still available. Back up to the point for Yarwood. Yarwood down low for Yates. Centering out in front, Lewis. Robbed by the goaltender right out in front. Now Kirkby. One-timer and another save made. Rebound stays available, goes off the referee. Yates over to the loose puck, sidestepping a man. Kozlowski tested early here on this Henny Hard Seltzer power play with 2 great stops. Houston Wilson tries to clear it out of the zone, held in by Yarwood. 1 minute left to go in the Henny Hard Seltzer power play. Jurich calling for it, but Yarwood did not want to trade spots quite yet. Yarwood comes in inside the dots, down low over to Yates. Yates, Yarwood trade places, start a cycle. Jurich, a one-timer wide of the net. Nobody holding the line for the Black Bears. And when you miss the net, unfortunately off a rocket like Tyler Jurich's slap shot, it's going to come all the way out of the zone. And looks like we're going to get the second unit coming out on the ice on this Henny Hard Seltzer power play.
And Brooks, it looks like Delaware's doing what Columbus did last week, guarding Jurich. In basketball, you call it a box and one. 3 guys guarding everyone else on the power play, 1 guy on Tyler Jurich.
That puck almost hopped onto Kozlowski's net, instead held in by the Black Bears at the blue line. Anderson, top of the umbrella, plays it over for Smith, draws an inadvertent double team. Schultz, a one-timer, tipped in out in front by Austin Thompson. It's a Henny Hard Seltzer power play goal, and the Black Bears are on the board early in this one.
Yeah, and just an excellent job by that Black Bear power play second unit, getting out there, causing a little bit of confusion, rotating through, getting that puck around, and getting it to Schultz stick so that he can put it in front so Austin Thompson get the tip. I think that's going in even without the tip, Brooks.
You know, Schultz loaded up on one-timer, so Schultz will get credit for the assist if it indeed was tipped on by Austin Thompson.
I think Connor Smith is going to get the secondary on that one, Brooks.
All right, we're here Frank Perney in just a little bit. JT Walters now with the puck. More on JT in just a little bit. Here's Frank. Check that. Turnaround shot is swallowed up by Kozlowski. It was at the back of his legs. He had a defenseman come in and make sure that that puck did not leak through at the last second. So, as Alex said, Connor Smith does get credit for the secondary assist. Smith now with 3 assists. He has recorded a point in every game so far with the Black Bears. Thompson, who did not play last weekend, picks up goal number 27. That is that is technically 3rd on the team, as there's a tie for 1st right now. And Jake Schultz continues to set a career high in points. He now has 21 assists on the year. So Stanko wins this face-off back. Walters faked a shot. Instead, it goes over to Brett Parker. Set play. Schultz, a wrist shot right into the chest of Kozlowski, and here's Swallow up for no further play.
Yeah, and a great job by Kozlowski really shutting that puck down. The Black Bears have been buzzing around his net, getting very aggressive in the offensive zone. And we see here Tyler Jurich was very, very close to putting that one in the net that gets him that tie with Ahmed Mahfouz.
So JT Walters welcomed the birth of his first daughter into the world on April Fool's Day, April 1st, 2023. Blake Walters comes into this world. Mom and baby doing healthy. We want to say congratulations to the Walters family on the birth of their daughter, Blake. 9 pounds, 7 ounces. Coming in as a slap shot is put on by Parker and snagged out of the air. So Walters was away last weekend for the Black Bears. They were able to get by with 2 wins, but he draws back into the lineup tonight. And we'll see what Binghamton can do here off of this offensive zone faceoff. Scoring line, Kirkby, Yates, and Jurich, along with Fitzgerald and Boilar. And remember, Alex, the Black Bears only 5 defensemen dressed tonight, so we're going to see a lot of blue line combination as the evening goes along. 15:55 left to go in period number 1. Austin Thompson with the power play goal, putting this game at 1-0 in favor of the home team. Binghamton dressed in the 50th anniversary white jerseys tonight. Delaware in the blacks as that puck is deflected into the crowd. And it looks like a fan in section 28 is going to go home with a souvenir as Delaware got to a loose puck and deflected that one out of play.
Yeah, and that's why when you're at live sporting events, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to be paying attention to the action. A young fan, a teenager, was on his phone, almost got caught with that puck. Luckily at the last second looked up and was able to move out of the way.
Centers tie up with each other, gets back to Hannakainen down low, but instead one of the new guys for this Delaware Thunder Club, Vito Carlo, tries to exit the zone and gets pushed back now onto the stick of Hannakainen. Toivo Hannakainen gets it up for Rocco DeConstanzo, the former member of the Watertown Wolves, now playing for the black and silver. As Boilar skates it out of his own zone by himself. Too far in front of Tyson Kirkby. This won't be icing as Boilar got up to the red line. And now the Black Bears can get on that forecheck, which they've been known for all season long, applying pressure in the offensive side. Binghamton touching up, thinking that they were offsides. Referee's arm did not go up in the air, but it'll find the Black Bears zone as Fitzgerald one-touches it over for Jurich, and Kirkby on the backhand saucer pass gets it up to Gavin Yates. Too far in front of the net for Yates. He's going to chase after it behind the net. Yates starts his engine. Such a good skater, moving east and west, getting around all of the Thunder. Coming out in front. Turnaround opportunity. Kozlowski makes the save. Pops back out in between the dots, and now the Thunder try to go the other way. Jacob Wolf chasing after it. But it's JT Walters getting over to the loose puck instead. Overskated by Walters. Wolf doesn't have a friend to pass to as the Thunder are in the middle of a line change. And now Walters playing the puck out of the zone for Lopez. Lopez takes a peek, drops it back over for Lewis. Out in front, denied by Kozlowski, and thrown back out of the zone. This is not going to make the icing line as Walters gets up to it. Shots early here. 9-0 favor Binghamton through the first 6 minutes of play. Now Thompson on the receiving end of a stretch pass. Throws on the break, saucers it down for Lopez, and his skates tries to give it back to Thompson. Couldn't get a clean handle on it though. Lewis gets the takeaway. Coming on in on the backhand, trying to baseball bat it out of the air was Thompson, and instead thrown back out into the neutral zone.
An incredibly inventive way from Mac Lewis to try to get that puck onto Austin Thompson's stick, as we see a little sloppy play in their own defensive zone from the Black Bears defenders.
Now Connor Smith across the kick plate for Wilson. Schultz tries to exit the zone, but he turns it back over. Grant Midas throws it on target, and that's Taylor Joseph's first save of the game. Coming almost 7 minutes in, might be a long night for Joseph to stay alert, but he makes his first save of the night. Lopez gets the red line, wraps it around the boards. Spencer Kozlowski will direct traffic behind his own net as it's held in temporarily by Anderson. Overshot Connor Smith in down low, and that'll give the Thunder an extra possession as they try to exit the zone. Intercepted by Stenko, but the Adrian College Bulldogs not on the same page right there, as that'll lead to a takeaway by the Thunder. Grant Mintus now coming in. Shot and a save made by Joseph. On the way through by Lagasse. Lagasse Chasing in is now the Black Bears, one of the ones having a little bit of a hard time getting out of their zone. Now Carlo has it poke checked off of his stick by Anderson, held in temporarily. Stanko will be able to push it back out to the offensive blue line, but instead Lagasse tries a one-up pass for Gafarov, who has been a good goal scorer in this season series so far. This is game number 9 on the year between the two sides, and it could be a 2-on-1. Connor Smith trying to center up for Stanko, but a good play by Carlo interrupting that scoring chance. Now Malushkin, the sniper for this Delaware club, plays it over for Gafarov. That shot is going to be powdered away by Joseph. It stays in play, rides the top of the glass down low into the corner. Delaware is going to touch up on the delayed offsides. A couple of bodies will change for the away club, and now Malushkin coming in, trying to dance around Boylar. Boylar sends that man down to the ice as Malushkin pays the price. Boylar thought about trying to drop the gloves, but nobody takes the bait for Delaware. Yarwood now outside the face-off dot, works it down low for Jurich, rolls off a 22 stick, and now Delaware can go the other way. Deacon Stanzo coming down the right wing side, 2-on-2, now 3-on-3. Waiting up for a teammate in Gafarov, throws it in his skates, and now Yates goes the other way for the Black Bears. Coming into the slot, Yates dropping it back over for Jurich, couldn't make a handle on it, and Deacon Stanzo collects the loose change, exit the zone, and crosses all 3 lines by himself. Cross corner dump in. Wolf and Schultz will play one-on-one for it. Walters will backhand it back over to the captain. And now Lewis tries to play it in front of Yates, but Binghamton ices the puck. And we finally have our first TV timeout of the night. The Black Bears are up 1-0 thanks to a power play goal from Austin Thompson. Back with you after these messages on Fox Sports 1430 Binghamton.
Matching the number of saves into money and donating the proceeds to American Special Hockey Association. We're up to 752 saves at home this season. Thank you, Visions Federal Credit Union, for your support of the Black Bears and American Special Hockey Association.
And now on the ice, the Worldwide Sports Supply Ice Crew. Wow, what a start to the game, right, fans? Woo! Ben with you here in section 18 for tonight's Fresh Copper Lucky Season, heading over this way. How you guys doing tonight? Yeah. The famous oh, why me facial reaction. Oh, come on. You know you guys are having a good time. You can see Delaware forget to play over here, right?
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Friendly reminder that the first period is always brought to you by our friends over at Dragon Billiards Instruction. Learn, shop, and repair all things billiards at their store in Vestal. Check out their website, dragonbilliardsinstruction.com. Shots early in this one, Alex, favoring Binghamton 9-3, and they have the only goal marker so far thanks to Austin Thompson coming on the power play.
And that was an excellent set-up job by that power play unit. One thing I have noticed, though, Brooks, since we've been getting closer and closer to Tyler Jurich getting the all-time points record, teams have been marking him harder and harder, goals record, harder and harder and harder as the season's gone along.
Yeah, they were very keen on Tyler Jurich as that puck is deflected off the glass and out of play. We saw it with Columbus, not so much Elmira. Actually, no, I would say that we saw it with Elmira and Columbus, especially on the power play, that essentially that those two teams were going to rather play 4-on-3 than 5-on-4, taking Tyler Jurich out of the picture. Nobody wants to give up the record to 22 dressed in white. Face-off won by the Black Bears. They try to exit the zone with a one-touch pass from Lewis. Held in, though, by the Thunder. Down low, back up to the blue line. Ivanov tries to backhand it in down low. Lewis got a hand to it. And now from the point, Ivanov's wrist shot is going to be blocked on the way through, I believe, by Lewis. Finds its way back down into the corner. Lopez giving chase after it. And now on to the forehand tape of Mac Lewis. Stretch pass over for Thompson will be deflected into the Thunder bench. Now another neutral zone faceoff coming up with 10-11 left to go in the frame. Ideal Bowling Center is where Binghamton hockey fans bowl with open bowling all week long with money-saving specials. Ideal is a great place for family, friends, company, parties, and special occasions. Ideal Bowling Center, 119 Jennings Street in Endicott. There's so much more than just your favorite bowling alley. Today was also team picture day for the Black Bears. I had the opportunity to play in that. We want to give a big thanks to Bill and Nancy from Just Sports Photography for helping us organize that, as Fitzgerald's shot was knocked out on the way through. Thought he might have broken his stick. Instead, he just dropped it. They try an up pass over for Wilson. Wilson could not get back in time as he was a little early into the zone, but a big shout out to Just Sports Photography, coordinating once again a beautiful team photo. And if you would like a copy of that team photo, you need to make sure you are early into the gates next Saturday night for the regular season finale. We're doing a poster giveaway, limited supply. So make sure you are one of the first people through the doors. Once we get a confirmation on that number, we will make it public on all the social media. So go ahead and make sure you get a copy of the Black Bears team photo. Back after these messages, Black Bears still up 1-0 against the Thunder here on Fox Sports 1430.
Our friends at Avery Auto Service. I know I'm due. I hope he is too. We'll see you guys on the next break.
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Brett Parker sidesteps a hit right at the Delaware bench. Black Bears are off sides, as I think Justin Samaro, one of the extra forwards tonight, as the Black Bears are playing with 11, not the regular 10. Thought that puck was already dumped in.
Yeah, I think everybody did, including Parker, who was along that bench, and all of a sudden Fitzgerald was fighting over it with Grant Mentz. Got a false start on the face-off, Brooks, 9:36 left in the first. It's always interesting to see what causes those false starts. It's almost like a secret code that only the linesmen know.
Yeah, friendly reminder, you can go back and listen to what that code is. Go to the archive segment of the Tully's Coaches Corner, and you can listen to the Josh Newberg episode, and he goes in depth about what it takes to learn a linesman's tendencies, what goes into getting kicked out of a face-off dot, how to win face-offs, and how important it is to be at 60%. Now, if I'm correct, that could, if it 2 face-off violations is a penalty, and it looks like the Black Bears might be headed back to the power play, Alex.
Yeah, that is the case, Brooks.
Yep, so first time all year that we've seen this, folks. This is a delay of game face-off violation against the Delaware Thunder.
Well, and here's the thing, Brooks, that's so interesting about this is that it was also off an icing for the Black Bears. So because of that penalty, the Black Bears get to pull a whole new line on the ice, whereas they had sort of a jumbled mix out there for the previous face-off before those 2 violations.
So a very rare delay of game, 2 face-off violation goes against the Thunder, and the Black Bears are back on the Henny Hard Seltzer power play. They are 1 for 1 on the night. Out in front for Yates, 1 touch out in front, and Mac Lewis scores to double up the Black Bears lead.
And on the first power play, they were looking a bit for that play. Because teams are so preoccupied with guarding Tyler Church, you can really pull those guys out and force them to play 4-on-3. And playing 4-on-3 is incredibly difficult. There's so much space on the ice. Mac Lewis takes advantage of that, as well as Gavin Yates.
And I see what they're doing now, Alex. Since it's Hall of Fame night, 50 years of Binghamton hockey, they're going through all the goal songs of the previous Binghamton hockey teams. That one from the Binghamton Whalers, AHL affiliate of the Hartford Whalers, now Carolina Hurricanes, and it's Brass Bonanza, arguably one of the best goal songs of all time in the National Hockey League. But back to the action, as now the Black Bears have a 2-0 advantage. JT Walters gets the red line and dumps it in cross corner. Carlo gives chase for it, and Gafarov will have the puck on his tape trying to exit the zone. Malushkin, one touching over, and Legassi over to the loose puck. 2 saves in a row for Joseph as he couldn't control the rebound. Smith falls on top of a member of the Thunder, and the Black Bears get to the loose puck. And now Stanko from the blue line tries a one-touch over for Anderson. Legassi now in front of the blue line, dumps it over for Malushkin. Down near the goal line, low angle, looking for a redirect out in front. Maybe trying to bank it off of a defenseman. I think he was trying to throw it off the skate of JT Walters. And if you were watching hockey last night, you saw the Nashville Predators do that play. Banked it off the skate of Frederick Anderson between his own 5-hole to grab their second goal of the game. So that is definitely a scoring play. Now as Delaware has the puck behind his own net, or their own net rather, Wolf will dump it in, dodges the scoreboard just barely, and now Connor Smith coming right back into the zone down the right wing side. One touch over for Kirkby, steering it on the backhand, trying to center up for Smith. Instead, back up to Wolf, who was ready for it at the blue line. Wolf crossing over the line. Throws on the brakes, throws it over to Joseph's net as he will deflect it into the net with 7:53 left to go.
And knock on wood, Brooks, Taylor Joseph looks locked in so far this game. Really aggressive, playing very large in his net, not giving any of the Delaware Thunder forwards a good angle or shot at net. As Delaware wins the draw, but we have another violation.
And if you hear that drum right next to us in the Jeff Guys Auto Sales, it's Austin the Arctic Bunny tonight, with it being Easter weekend.
I believe they're called the Hares there, Brooke.
Yeah. Beating the war drum, trying to get the crowd energized. They got 2 Black Bear goals to be excited about, both coming on the Henny Hart-Seltzer power play. And it goes Mac Lewis from Gavin Yates and Tyson Kirkby, all forwards on the second tally of the night for the Black Bears. Now Schultz coming in the left wing side. The big man, defenseman of the year, skating on in. Draws a commotion in down low. And Tyson Kirkby gets over to a loose puck, centering up for Yates. Yates will sidestep around a man. Now outside the faceoff dot, try to center up for Schultz. One-timer save, Kozlowski. And that'll be thrown down the length of the ice. It looks like he doesn't have enough for icing as Yates will chase after it. Jurich is waiting at the blue line. Here, one touch it over for Kirkby. Jurich over to Fitzgerald in his skates. Puck still available. Jurich trying to get to a loose puck. Instead, it's going to be thrown right back out to the red line for Yarwood. Yarwood met with pressure from Mentis. And now Delaware coming in. Fitzgerald with a little bit of a nudge at the blue line. No quarter given by the Black Bears defenseman. Yates tries a toe drag, left the puck behind, and now Carlo circles behind his own net. Yarwood will pinch in. And now Thompson gets over to a loose puck. Good line change for the Black Bears. Thompson centering out in front, whacked in, Chad Lopez. 3-0 Binghamton.
Man, I'll tell you what, Brooks, an excellent job that started from a late shift by Austin Thompson. Always got to account for the guy coming off the bench. Lost sight of him. He grabs the puck, skates it down, gets a good shot in a prime real estate location on net, and CeeLo's able to continue it, follow the rebound, and baseball it out of the air for what looked like a double. Sorry, actually, that's a triple. That'll be the third one of the game for the Black Bears as they set up for the faceoff. Chad Lopez wins the draw back to Cameron Yarwood. Yarwood holds, gets the puck to Austin Thompson.
Thompson trying to use a little bit of snake eyes deception, gets the puck right back. Black Bears looking for more as now Yarwood back up at the blue line. Tries a little head fake around Malushkin and doesn't fall for it. Lewis now tries to start a cycle. Yarwood tried to center up for Boylar. A little bit too soft of a pass, but it's held in by Lewis. Already has a goal on the night. Outside the faceoff dot, gets it down low for Thompson. Trying to find Lopez in the slot. Instead works its way down low to Yarwood. Centering up for Lopez, looking for 2 in a row. Save made and thrown back out into neutral ice. Now Binghamton chasing after it. Ivanov in his own zone tries a tries a cross-ice pass for Malushkin. Lopez gets his stick right back and picks it right back up, and Hannakainen with a whack up high.
And we got a hand up, Brooks. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, the trail referee makes the call. The Black Bears headed right back to the Henny Hard Seltzer power play as Chad Lopez gets inspected by the official. Gives us the opportunity to talk about.
Looks like that's going to be a bodily harm double minor, Brooks.
So it looks like Austin Weber guilty of the infraction. As Alex said, it is a double minor for high sticking. It occurs at the same time.
So we get to see the Henny Hard Seltzer for an extended period of time.
Yep, 14:33 time of the penalty. No, excuse me, that's going to be Hannakainen. Toivo Hannakainen, my apologies. Take a look at this Heinz Energy replay here. And there you go. Right there at the center of your screen at the bottom. Love that angle.
There, Brooks.
And Toivo Hannakainen guilty of it. And a power play that's already 2 for 2 on the night is going to come out. And they have 4 minutes to work with. Here, now Jesse Anderson and the second unit are going to make their way out on the ice. Thompson, low angle shot, saved by Kozlowski. Loose puck, tries a wraparound chance for Lopez, right back out on the ice. It rolls off of his stick. Taylor Joseph will come out of his net to play the puck right back up to the Texas native, Lopez. Lopez is going to skate right down Broadway. Tries to drag around a man, but he lost the handle on it. Houston Wilson gets over to the loose puck, thrown all the way back down for Joseph. Playing it up for Jake Schultz. Schultz tries a pass over to Thompson. Thompson will wrap it all the way around the boards for Smith, who vacates the spot, leaving it for Lopez. Lopez lost his edge, held in though by the captain at the line, trying to find an open Black Bear. Thompson could not get over to it. It's offsides at the line as it was bouncing end over end. But the Black Bears are up 3-0. They have 3:10 left to go in this 4-minute high-sticking double minor against the Thunder. We'll be back after these messages for the final 4:30 of the period. Fox Sports 1430.
Power outages are a thing of the past when you have a Generac home standby generator installed by the team at American Electric. Give them a call today or visit them on the web at aegenerators.com.
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Apologies that the commercial still runs for that Mississippi Seawolves game. Don't know what's going on that front. But the next Black Bears home game after this one, Alex, will be the regular season finale against the Elmira Mammoth coming up next Saturday.
And I'll tell you what, Brooks, I think it's just some fans hoping that it was back to the beginning of the season so they can watch even more Black Bears hockey.
And you know, there's going to be more hockey as the playoffs are coming up. Black Bears will host games 2 and 3 if necessary in the first round. Opponent to be determined. It will either be the Elmira Mammoth or the Watertown Wolves. Back to the action though. Yarwood at the blue line. FIFAs it back up to his blade, the lefty. Trying to create a little bit of space and pirouettes over to Tyson Kirkby. Jurich is looking for it on the back door for a tap in to tie the record. He needs 2 to break. Slap pass over to Jurich, gives it right back over to Yarwood in a one-timer. Missing everything, comes back out of the zone, 2:40 left to go. In the double minor to Toivo Hannakainen, who was guilty of the high sticking infraction to Chad Lopez. Yates now skating on in. Forehand, backhand, circling behind the net as patented by Yates. Jurich is going to survey his options. Now he's got it on some forehand space, and it's tipped just wide at the last second off a defenseman's stick. Out in front, pawed down by Kirkby at the line. Kirkby now inside the faceoff dot, working it back over to Jurich. One-timer from Yarwood, tipped on by Stanko. Into the corner, poked out of the zone, and look out, this could be a breakaway for Wilson. Tyler Jurich is skating back, does a good job cutting off the angle. Wilson waiting for some friends, takes up some time, plays it off the wall, but a beautiful poke check by Taylor Joseph to nullify that scoring opportunity right there from Delaware shorthanded.
An excellent job, too, by Tyler Jurich, who's manning the blue line on the opposite side to get back in the defensive zone.
So the Black Bears do not convert on the first 2 minutes of the Henny Hart-Seltzer power play. Yates comes skating in. He throws a shot off of the crossbar, and it bounces so high off the metal, it goes off the roof.
And I'll tell you what, Brooks, I think the Black Bears have seen something in tape from Kozlowski that he leaves that near post a little bit early. They have been putting a lot of low to no angle shots on Kozlowski, trying to sneak it in off that blocker side.
Anderson has it behind the net. And now Smith working it back over for Anderson. A misplay by the Black Bears at the blue line, and now Mentis coming in shorthanded. Poke check from behind. Puck still out in front. Joseph robs the man on the doorstep. Mentis was robbed right on top of the crease by Taylor Joseph, his best save of the game. Black Bears trying to turn defense into offense. Connor Smith coming in. Wrist shot off the glove. Knocked on top of the net. We continue to play on. And that's going to be batted out of the air by a high stick from Austin Thompson. 56 seconds left to go in the power play for the Black Bears. And Joseph with his best save of the game. Can't wait to see that one again.
I know, that was an incredible save, Brooks. Just one after the other so far for Taylor Joseph as we watch the Heinz Center replay. A great job from Connor Smith getting back, forcing that poor shot by Mensa, and then he gets a even better chance on the doorstep that probably should have been in the back of the net if not for Taylor Joseph's incredible effort.
LaBoth now skating it out of the zone, stolen away by Lopez. Black Bears are going to push it back into their own side, try to enter into the zone cleanly. They didn't have the numbers on first chance. Now Smith waiting at the blue line, touches up. And now the Black Bears have 35 seconds left to go on the Henny Hart-Seltzer power play. Anderson's shot is knocked away by the Delaware goaltender. Thunder, though, however, cannot clear. Thompson trying to wrap it in behind the net, has it stolen off of his stick, and Joseph will play it onto his stick over for Anderson. Black Bears send the A unit back out on the ice. No, excuse me, they're going to get a couple of guys from different looks. Samaro and Parker now coming back out. Lopez stays on. Walters throws on the brakes at the line. 5 seconds left to go in the power play. Samaro back up to Walters at the line, slapping it over to Boilar. Wrist shot tipped on by Lewis, save made by Kozlowski. And now Delaware escapes harm. They kill off a 4-minute double minor, trying to build a little bit of momentum before they get to the locker room. 70 seconds left to go in the frame. Black Bears 50% on the power play so far tonight. Walters has it stripped away by Mentis, and now Mentis trying to skate in through the slot, gets the puck right back after the initial pass was blocked by Lewis. Black Bears go 2-on-2. Lewis is on sides with Parker, and Parker chasing after it behind the net. Nice spin move by Brett Parker, gets in between the dots, throws it on goal, but it's held on to by Spencer Kozlowski.
Black Bears fans, tonight's game is...
And we want to take this opportunity to mention that the Black Bears are the first team in FPHL history to surpass 100,000 fans in a regular season, and they still have one more home game to go.
Just a testament to how passionate the fans around this community are about their team.
Cam Yarwood off the face-off win, plays it down low for Kirkby. Kirkby double shifting right now with Parker and Samaro, and Mentis throws it off the stick of Delaney, a little bit too hot to handle for the Thunder forward. Yarwood plays it behind his own net, inadvertently for Colin Fitzgerald. Pawed down by Samaro, up at his own blue line. Final push for the Black Bears. Parker coming in. Snapshot. Easy save made by the Delaware goaltender. As Koloski, go ahead.
This is going to give a great spot for the Black Bears to come out with one of those set plays off the face-off, as we see Yates and Jurich head onto the ice, probably looking for a quick shot here, maybe even a tie-up and a rollover, trying to get that upper side on the blocker as the Black Bears lose the draw to the Delaware Thunder. Puck held in by Pekaninen.
Yeah, Pekowski now down low. He came over in a acquirement from Carolina earlier this season. And he's going to be the last man to touch the puck before the horn sounds, signifying that we are finally done with the first period tonight. Black Bears score 3 times, twice on the power play, and 1 at 5-on-5. Austin Thompson, Mac Lewis, and Chad Lopez, the goal scorers. We're going to talk about those goals, take a look at the Columbia Mutual Life stat sheet, all that and more coming up with a very special intermission interview with the FPHL Defenseman of the Year right after these messages on Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton.
All right, thanks to tonight's first intermission. We have Youth Hockey presented by Certified Tech.
Your Binghamton Black Bears are headed back to the Commissioner's Cup playoffs for the 2023 season. Playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them on the 3rd floor of the Vision Veterans Memorial Arena by calling 607-722-7367 or visiting Ticketmaster.com. The Binghamton Black Bears close out the regular season next Saturday, April 15th against the Elmira Mammoth at 7 p.m. It's Fan Appreciation Night, so come out for a team photo giveaway and stick around for a post-game skate with the team. Get your tickets. Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week.
Time getting the puck out of their zone. Takeaway for Josh Newberg. Severo scores, cashing in his first goal at home as a Black Bear, second as a professional hockey player.
Briggs Barber Company located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today.
If you're looking to install a beautiful, durable, and handcrafted countertop, call Alice James Construction. The Southern Tier's most trusted stone fabrication will design and install your dream countertop and let you choose from a premium selection of natural stones like marble, granite, or quartzite. Stone or granite countertops starting as low as $35 per square foot installed. Schedule your free quote and receive a free sink with your countertop project. Call 607-275-5495.
You make me think of good things.
Good things.
Like calming tempers down.
Good things.
And passing them around.
So stand up and cheer. Look back to the beer.
Good things.
Share a good name good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Are you looking for a new place to live? Lofts at JC is the official housing partner of the Binghamton Black Bears and the only luxury housing provider offering both 2 and 3 bedroom units, fully furnished for a modern living lifestyle. Lofts at JC is centrally located in the heart of the Tri-Cities area, located at 128 Grand Avenue in Johnson City. Housing applications are accepted online at loftsatjc.com. Once again, that's loftsatjc.com.
Magic 1017.
Best radio station. Keeps getting better.
Better music selection.
Best ever. Makes me feel better.
Number 1 for music and fun.
It's like the best ever.
Magic 1017. 100% local.
A wreck is a wreck. An arrest is an arrest. Alcohol, cough syrup, painkillers, sleeping pills. It doesn't matter. Impaired is impaired, and it will be prosecuted. Going out tonight? Your local police will be out too. Don't drive. Get a ride. Brought to you by your New York State Stop DWI program.
Into the slot, and Kirby scores on the one-timer.
You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com.
Don't settle for less. Ask for American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. American Standard, built to a higher standard.
Saturday, April 15th, sports are taking over for the downtown doubleheader. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies start the day off at 1:05 at the ballpark, followed by the Binghamton Black Bears taking the ice at 7 p.m. You can come to both games for just $20. Get your tickets by scanning the QR code or at the Binghamton Black Bears offices by calling 607-722-7367. Your Binghamton Black Bears are back for year 3. Season tickets are now on sale for the 2023 and 24 hockey season in Binghamton. Stop into the Black Bears office on the 3rd floor of the arena or give the office a call at 607-722-7367.
Welcome back into Fox Sports 1430, the Excite Motorsports Intermission Report, getting ready to wrap up, but not before we check the out-of-town scoreboard real quickly and find out what's going on across the FPHL. One game that plays a lot into tonight is the Danbury Elmira contest, just as well as the Watertown Port Huron game, as we try to figure out who the Black Bears' opponent is going to be in the playoffs. Last time I checked, Elmira and Danbury were tied at 1-1, and that is still the case, as I've just received confirmation that the Hat-Tricks and Mammoth are tied at 1 in Connecticut. Mississippi leads Motor City 1-0 down in Biloxi, and Carolina leads the River Dragons 1-0 down in Georgia. Port Huron with a 1-0 lead over Watertown. And when we come back, we'll have the second period brought to you by Lofts at JC. Back with you after this on Fox 1430. Welcome back to the second period. The Black Bears up 3-0 over the Delaware Thunder. As we come back in, Mantis tries to sidestep not one but two Black Bears. In the process, he turns it over. And now going the other way, Connor Smith wrist shot right into the chest of the Delaware goaltender.
And Brooks, an excellent job.
UHF Sports Medicine is the exclusive sports.
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430. Just a 19-second delay between the start of the contest. You didn't miss anything. Connor Smith put a shot on goal. And it was easily stopped by Spencer Kozlowski. And now Delaware tries to output the puck out of their zone. They do so, but they lose possession in the process. And now, look out, could be a turnover out in front. Mentis robbed on the doorstep once again by Taylor Joseph. Now Mentis coming back, one touch over for Wilson, steered aside by Joseph into the corner. First two shots of the period belonging to the Thunder, as they cannot hold the puck in at the blue line. Marquise Grant Mentis will get the blue line no further. Dump it in behind the Black Bears net. And Stanka with a one touch over to Jesse Anderson coming down the left wing side. Anderson's shot is blocked. Can the Black Bears get to the loose puck? They cannot. 3-on-2 going the other way for the Thunder. Gafferoff dropping it back for Maluskin. A wrist shot. And I believe Joseph got a piece of it as it's deflected out of play.
And Brooks, on Connor Smith's first chance of the second period, it was an excellent job by him using a natural screen in front of the net set by Stanko. Took a very good shot on net that Kozlowski had a tough time handling, but was able to melt it down.
Legassi and Lopez will face off. Lopez, coming into the night, Alex, was on a 6-game point streak. Now he's on a 7-game point streak, and he has a goal tonight. It's number 14 on the season. He also had 9 points in his last 6 games, so at least make it 7 in his last 10. Moritz now over for Malushkin. Turnaround shot is absorbed by Joseph in Delaware. Coming out of the gate a little bit with some more tempo in period number 2.
Yeah, Delaware's really come alive here so far this second, but this is what we saw in the first period, right? Delaware was controlling, get some shots on net, really putting some pressure on Binghamton. However, Binghamton will outlast them and put up opportunities on the board as Delaware wins the draw and fights for it at the blue line.
Yeah, Malushkin got handcuffed a little bit. That'll allow Mac Lewis to try a stretch pass for Austin Thompson. First try is unsuccessful. Lewis hasn't had the best day of skating, Alex, and I'll tell you about that when we get our next little stoppage here as the action continues. Malushkin tries to throw the puck out of the zone, and Lewis will start skating backwards. Took a little bit of a tumble during morning skate today as Delaware crosses the line. Gafferoff down low for Malushkin. Heavy hit laid on by Boilar in the defensive zone. That could be the collision of the game. Now Thompson, 2-on-1, late developing with Yarwood, low angle, missing on the short side of the net. Nobody holding the line for the Black Bears. Lewis does a good job of skating forward and back checking, putting the puck right back onto the stick of Mathieu Boilar. So Mac Lewis took a heavy hit against himself in morning skate today. Lost his edge completely. Everybody stick tapping on the ice as Tyler George puts on a nice move. Tries to stick handle in a phone booth. His shot will be saved and turned aside by Kozlowski. Jurich chasing after the all-time goal record. Held in though by Walters. Slap pass down low was deflected off by Weber. Out in front, excuse me, that's Weber. Dan Weber was a Black Bear once upon a time. They try to get it to Jurich on the back door. Delaware knows that 22 is calling for it. Finds it down low just outside the trapezoid, wraps it over. Wolf will intercept, and Delaware will clear. Hannakainen passes off the boards to himself and will backhand that one wide of Joseph's net. Takes a bump and a nudge from Jake Schultz. And now Yates is going to chase after it. It's going to be a skate race. Kozlowski coming way out of his net to play the puck. Yates does a good job avoiding contact with the goaltender here as Thunder are off sides. They touch up on the delay call. Kirkby on the stretch pass. Sauces it over for Jurich. It hops over his stick, and every time that Jurich touches the stick, Alex, the crowd gets a little excited, and every time it rolls off, they awe.
Yeah, Brooks, that was a great opportunity for Jurich. However, he just didn't get the full grasp of it on the tape. Just got a little too hot for his stick to handle.
Smith's shot is turned aside with a kick save, and now Deacon Stanzo trying to take a step on Colin Fitzgerald. I think Joseph almost lost his edge on the short side there, but his defenseman recovers. Now Stanko coming in, drags it around a defender. Bedard, though, I think maybe got a stick to that one. As now Stanko back up to the line for Fitzgerald, loading up for Boilar. A rising slap shot off the glass stays in play. Stanko down low for Anderson. Anderson leaving it for Stanko back up to the blue line. Fitzgerald wrist shot thrown into the chest of Kozlowski, and here hang on for no further play at 15:35.
And Stanko's looking for his first career goal, making the unselfish play there as he wrapped around, saw it wasn't a good opportunity for scoring. So you know what, I'm gonna ditch this puck over to my defender to take a good slap shot.
And it looks like Anderson's line's gonna stay out there. Fitzgerald sealed off against the boards by Wilson. He's behind the net. Colin matching his season totals of last year and only playing 31 contests this year. Named to the FPHL Young Star squad. We talked with him during our second intermission report. Wilson coming in, tries to dance around Boilar. Here have none of that. Puck still available. Connor Smith tries to exit the zone. First try unsuccessful, but now the Black Bears come into the offensive side. Smith, one touch over for Anderson. Anderson, forehand backhand denied by Kozlowski. Gets to the loose rebound. Anderson, low angle through the blue paint and out. Takes a funny bounce off the wall, and Taylor Joseph will come out of the net to play it over to Cam Yarwood, one of the defensemen tonight for the Black Bears. Fresh off of his 2-game suspension, passes it up for Samaro. Samaro tries a toe drag move, maybe hit a little dry spot on the ice. Comes back out the other way. Yarwood laying a heavy hit now. And Brett Parker on his forehand coming in, but a beautiful wrap check on the way back into the zone by Lamoth. Held in, tipped on though by Parker, gets to the rebound, down on his knee, denied by Kozlowski. And now Malushkin tries to dance around Walters. Taylor Joseph coming out of the net a lot to play the puck tonight, Alex. I've noticed that so far. here against this Delaware Thunder squad. Samero coming in. Over for Lopez. Finds the stick of Parker. A wrist shot and a blocker save by Kozlowski. Into the corner. Carlo. Got it around Lopez, and now Gaffarov 2-on-2 with Malushkin coming down the left wing side. Centering up. Gaffarov on his forehand. Blocked on the way through by Samero. Still available down low. Lagassi over for Gaffarov. Very low angle for this Delaware squad. Gaffarov back up to the point for Carlo. Now Moritz. Moritz with the assistant captain badge on his sweater. Plays it in down low, and Binghamton will ice it if this does make the line. In fact, it does. 13:22 left to go. And when we come back from this media timeout, the Black Bears will have a defensive zone faceoff as they are guilty of icing up 3-0 over the Delaware Thunder on Fox Sports 1430 Binghamton.
And now it's time for Classic Hits, Cool 106.7's coolest fan of the game. Look up on the video boards. If it's you, you're the winner. And you get a great prize pack from Paul Battisti at Battisti Law Offices. Hey, keep cool by listening to Cool 106.7. What do you think the teacher's going to look like this year?
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. No score yet in period number 2, but the Black Bears still carry a 3-0 advantage. The Learning Ladder Child Care Centers are where the Learning Ladder Child Care Centers are located in Endicott and Johnson City. They enroll children ages 6 weeks to 12 years old. Call 607-770-3806 for an appointment today to walk through one of their facilities. Come join their family and they will help your child grow. Those are the Learning Ladder Child Care Centers. Offensive zone face-off coming up for the Thunder. Trying to find their first goal of the night. It's 5-on-5, terms on the ice. All 3 penalties belong to the Delaware Thunder. 2 minors and a double minor. All came in the first period. We got a cross-check, a delay of game for 2 face-off violations, and a double minor for high sticking as well. Face-off won by the Thunder. They put it in down low. But now it finds the tape of Brett Parker. Tries to chip and charge with Samero, but instead, Delaware gets control of the loose puck temporarily. Now Schultz with the shot off the skate of Moritz. Down low for the captain. Trying to play it up for Samero. The Black Bears in the midst of a line change, and a good awareness right there by Fitzgerald and Lewis not to play that puck immediately, or else the Black Bears would have been guilty of too many men. This is delayed offsides from Delaware as Weber touching up right inside the line on the delayed call. 12:50 left to go.
And as we see the Heinz end replay, an excellent opportunity chance, offensive opportunity for Brett Parker right in front of the net. Almost got it 5-hole on Kozlowski for what would have been the 4th goal of the game for the Black Bears.
Neutral zone face-off right in front of the Delaware bench. And it's going to be pushed back by the Thunder. Stolen, though, by Mac Lewis. Can he get it back on his forehand? No, going to be knocked down into the corner. Lewis trying to start a cycle along with Lopez and Thompson down low. Lopez takes a little bit of a rough ride on the way through from Pikowski. Back up to the point for Fitzgerald. Throws a shot through traffic, missing everything. Down low, Lopez overskated it. Fitzgerald pinching in. Down near the goal line, Lopez jockeying for it. Thompson one touches it over for Lopez. Lopez, turnaround shot. Save made by Kozlowski. Don't think he knew that it was going to be there. Tyler Jurich holding the blue line now in the midst of a partial line change for the Black Bears. As Tyson Kirby will hop on for Lopez, taking over at the centering position. Now Bedard tries a backhand into the corner. Instead, it's a stretch pass coming over for Tyler Jurich. He's on sides. Saucering over for Thompson, and a wrist shot is blockered away by Kozlowski. Beautiful save made by the Delaware goaltender.
Everybody just lost that puck, Brooks, as it got tipped at the blue line.
Now Yates touching up, but the Black Bears are off sides. They say that Yates changed. It did not come back out of the zone, I believe is the call there. That could have been a 2-on-1 with Yates and Jurich.
I think that's just straight up a bad call, Brooks. I mean, Yates was clearly behind the blue line. Kirkby had the puck outside the zone, and it very much wasn't offsides.
11:45 left to go here in this period. looking for the first goal in the frame. Kirkby wins it back, and Yates will softly glide it off the kick plate all the way down low. Hannakainen met with pressure from Jurich. Kirkby's wrist shot, looking for the top shelf, is wide of the target. It rides the glass all the way back out of the zone. And now it's Delaware's turn getting on the forecheck, and they're being heavily on the aggression here against Yarwood and Boilar. Boilar cutting in front of his own net. Got to watch out for that. It's a turnover. Hannakainen gets to the loose puck. Held onto by Malushkin. A wrist shot would be blocked on the way through. Believe a little bit of friendly fire right there. Centering up, but nobody home for the Thunder. They hold it in at the line. Through the blue paint and out. Legassi down low for Malushkin. Kirkby touches it over onto the stick of Jurich, and now Jurich starts his engine. Tyler Jurich crossing over. Takes a double team hit, but Gavin Yates throws a shot that can't be held onto by Kozlowski. Held in at the line though by Yarwood. This is a delayed offsides. Yates doesn't know. Yarwood brought the puck right outside the blue line, and we're having a neutral zone face-off coming up with 10:38 left to go.
And right there with Gavin Yates, that offensive scoring opportunity shows what a weapon it is to have somebody like Tyler Jurich on your team. When Jurich is on the puck, every single person is paying attention to Jurich, and he just dropped it to Yates, who two defenders immediately stepped out on Tyler. Yates is given a free run directly in front of the net as the Black Bears win the draw and dump it. Kozlowski settles it behind his own net.
Yeah, and Moritz now met with pressure from behind by Connor Smith. This will hop over the stick of Jake Schultz over for Walters. Haven't seen Walters and Schultz play together tonight, but with only 5 defensemen dressed, you'd have to think that every combination will eventually hit here tonight. Smith, shot blocked on the way through by Moritz, follows up his rebound. Walters loading it up for Schultz, one-timer, blocked off the stick of Wolf. Has his stick knocked out, Wolf chasing after it still. Soccer style, back up to the point for Walters. Walters, a wrist shot through traffic, save made by Kozlowski. Smith tries to knock it out of the air. I believe that went off maybe the chest of Smith out in front, but a rebound is absorbed by the Delaware goaltender. Still searching for the first goal of the second period when we come back right here on Fox Sports 1430.
Excite Motorsports, BAE Systems, Serve Pro, Brew Bituminous Products, Southern Tier Hockey Association, Binghamton Hockey Booster Club, Visions Federal Credit Union, and our season ticket holders. If you'd like to be recognized as a group, call 607-722-73.
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Delaware had the first couple of shots in this period, but since then they've really tailed off, and it's been Binghamton on the offensive aggression here as they're now up to 36 shots on goal, 13 in the frame.
Yeah, and Brooks, you noticed in the first half of the period that the Delaware's legs were a little more live than Black Bears. However, this is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and it seems like the Black Bears have hit their pace and have been applying steady, consistent pressure in the offensive zone. Looks like we're going to have that Smith-Anderson-Stanko line out there on offense, a really productive line for the Black Bears.
Yeah, Anderson tried to win that one back on his forehand. That's a lot harder to do than a lot of people think. As Delaware comes out with control of the puck, Mentis throws on the brakes at the line, throws it into the corner, stays in play off the glass. Schultz will seal a man off the boards, and now Anderson glides it out into the neutral zone for Smith. Smith one touching over for his college line mate, Stanko. And now Smith through traffic off the glove, still available. Kozlowski could not hang on to that as that was a rocket put on by Connor Smith. Stanko, slap shot blocked by Moritz. Now Mentis getting over to the loose puck. Schultz tries to bat it back out to the offensive side for the Black Bears. It's held in by the Thunder, doing a good job. Stanko will FIFA this one back out towards the red line. Mentis met with pressure from Smith, and we've been saying his name all night long. Still has control of the puck, trying to dance around Fitzgerald. loses his edge in the process, maybe one move too many. Floated back out into neutral ice. Hannakainen plays catch with his defensive partner, and the Thunder re-enter the zone. Wilson has his pocket picked from behind by Stanko, and this will be floated back out into the Delaware end. Anderson giving pressure on the left-handed side of the ice, and the Black Bears will roll a change, getting 5 fresh bodies out onto the ice. Stolen away by Lewis. Lewis and Lopez, along with Austin Thompson, all 3 have a goal tonight. Now Mentis puts it on target for Joseph, and he thinks that he would be wise to hold on to the puck.
Allow his team to reset the formation, get their breakout play set up to get out of the zone here, and allow Coach Sherwood, if he wants to get a line change out there. However, this line of Thompson, Lewis, and is just one of those great lines. They're a really active one. CeeLo in center, very physical, while also being very goal-scoring minded.
One back by the Thunder, Malushkin in the slot. Turnaround opportunity seen all the way by Joseph. And here held on once again with 8:04 left to go.
And a great job by Joseph identifying that puck through 3 screens out in front. Easily able to glove it down, melt it for the faceoff.
And now Fitzgerald over, lending a hand on that faceoff win by the Black Bears. Lewis will go cross ice over for Chad Lopez, who starts his engine down the left wing side. Lopez trying to center up for Lewis, tries a low angle stuff chance. I don't think it ever made it to the goaltender. Boy, Lawler one-timer tipped on by Thompson. Lopez tries a tip at it off the side of the net, stays with it. In between the dots now, Lopez, a backhander, steered wide. Now Ivanov tries to throw it out of the zone, held in by Lopez. Over for Lewis. Lewis through the 5-hole, held into Thompson. At the top of his crease, standing his ground against the Delaware goaltender. Thought that maybe would have been goaltender interference. Fitzgerald now crossing back into the zone, trying to use some head fakes and deception to get over to a loose puck. Pawed down by Thompson behind the net. Thompson, self-pass off the boards if he can get to it. Lopez will do the hard working instead on the back door for Jurich. Out in front, he ties the FPHL record. Tyler Jurich, 1 more to go. 1 more to go for Tyler Jurich on the back door.
And just an excellent job by Chad Lopez to get in that puck. Jurich coming for a mid-offensive zone shift, which really is difficult. Similar to the sport of lacrosse, where you got to account for those guys coming on the ice. He sneaks his way over to the other side of the net. Chad Lopez handles in a phone booth, gets the puck onto Jurich's stick. Jurich has the puck hop up, stays with it, puts it in the back of the net.
And that's a pro's play right there. Didn't freak out when he didn't receive the pass cleanly. He settled it down, still had plenty of time to beat the goaltender to the short side. And Tyler Jurich now tied with Ahmed Mahfouz all time with 296 goals in the FPHL. Congratulations, Tyler, and now there's only 1 more left to grab. Shot wide of the target as Deacon Stanzo chasing after it. So now Tyson Kirkby has it on his stick. Cross ice over for Gavin Yates. Yates over to Kirkby. Kirkby looking for more. Tries a stuff chance, looking for it right there with the net partially vacated. And that's also the Burger King cheeseburger goal as well, Alex, not to be undermined by tying the all-time record. Black Bears trying the opportunity. Kirkby looking for Jurich on the back door. It's out in front. I believe it's going to be Connor Smith's 3rd as a Black Bear. Kirkby was looking for Jurich. He didn't know he got off, but nonetheless, Binghamton up 5-0 here in the 2nd period.
And you can almost see Tyson Kirkby might be the most disappointed person ever, just have a primary assist for a goal. He thought he got it. He thought he was going to get it on Jurich's stick to break the record. Ended up not going his way. I'm going to be honest, Brooks. I was a little confused just because I heard a whistle in the middle of that play. We got a timeout going to Delaware, but I heard a whistle in the middle of that play, and it almost looked like everybody but Kirkby stopped, and all of a sudden the puck was still in play. They kept it going, ends up in the back of the net for Connor Smith.
Alex, you know, pretty soon we're going to be running out of former hockey teams' goal songs. Here we're going to have to start cycling through them again as Delaware calls timeout at the 6:07 mark.
That was the Ranger song, I believe, Brooks. If we're judging lineage, I'm guessing that was the Ranger song, Rock and Roll All Night Long by Kiss. Party on.
.607 left to go. Delaware calls timeout. Spencer Kozlowski still staying in the net for the Thunder. Take a look at this Heinz Energy replay. Kirkby taking a peek. And Connor Smith right in the spot that Tyler Jurich probably would have been in. That would have been neat back-to-back shifts. Go ahead and get it out of the way. And now the Black Bears up by 5, though. As Grant Mantis hammers a slap shot. It's going to bat off of the glass into the crease, and Jake Schultz was the only person who knew where that puck was because he saw it up high. Pikowski at the line, playing it across for Bedard. Bedard's shot is going to be deflected into the netting and out of play at the 5:44 mark.
And you had an interesting grouping on that one, Brooks, as the puck went out of play. It almost looked like a pop fly or a jump ball in basketball where everybody's kind of standing on waiting around it for the puck to land so they can play it. Ends up getting the net rather than catching some glass and falling down. As we step in the face-off dot.
Yeah, and Anderson, not a center by nature. He started the season with the Black Bears on the wing. Played a little bit of center with the Macon Mayhem in the SPHL. Coach Sherwood said that he was good enough to go back on defense. This is a turnover. Nifty handle by Stanko trying for his first goal. It's underneath Bedard, the defenseman, out in front. Schultz will slap that one back in. That's got to hurt.
Ooh, that one. You can see the pain, Brooks, on Delaney's face as he took that one to the shin.
Yeah, Pikowski at the red line. Runs into a quadruple team of Black Bears as Fitzgerald was able to glide this one down on target. Kozlowski says he's seen enough and he will put his paw on top of it. With 5:05 left to go, Binghamton now up to 41 shots on goal.
And Brooks, this rule always trips me up about the FPHL. Where is the point where if you get a shot on net and the goalie melts it down, it counts as, it has the same rules as icing. The opposing team is not allowed to change it, just doesn't want to pick the side. As we get a shot on net, Austin Thompson wins the faceoff, gets the faceoff one back to him, but then we see an immediate shift to the defensive zone as the Delaware Thunder press.
Yeah, Alex, the Thunder doing a good job off of that faceoff, coming right out of the zone. Now Thompson trying to get pressure from Ivanov, but Ivanov will get the better of Thompson that time. Gets the puck back in. Cross corner dump into a vacated spot. Yarwood, though, is the first man to it. Boilar trying to drag it around Gaffarov. Gaffarov left the puck back at home. Boilar will seal his man off of the wall. And now Boilar giving chase to Malushkin. Malushkin tries a center up. Lopez trying to one-hand muscle it out of the zone. He's successful. Thompson can't hold the zone in. The Black Bears going to have to touch up on the delayed whistle. And now Carlo takes a little bit of a whack from Samero. As we're getting a look at the 10th and 11th forwards here tonight. Samero with Lopez now. Sawschwing it over for Lopez. Backhand, what a deep, what a goal. Chad Lopez, his 6th of the night. The Black Bears are pouring it on here on Hall of Fame night.
And it's one of those things, Brooks, you want to get your offense roaring before the playoffs. I expect the Black Bears to just be in full tilt mode at this point. Just start putting it up. We might see another double-digit performance from the Binghamton Black Bears this year.
4:02 left to go. Take a look at this play. Samero in the right spot, saucers it over for Lopez. Gets the goaltender to bite. And with a vacated net, an easy backhander for Chad Lopez. And the Black Bears are cooking with gas here on Hall of Fame night. Parker with a cross corner dump in over for Samero, trying to lift the stick from behind. JT Walters at the line. Tries to find a lane, tipped on by Parker. A little bit wide between the leg style. 15:58 time of the goal. And Kirkby trying to get to a loose puck here. Tip it forward for Samero. Samero Reversing it all the way around the wall for Parker. Parker giving Weber a rough ride in the offensive side. Trying to get to a loose puck, but Delaware skates it out of harm's way. Backhanded in by Weber. Walters faked a shot, instead reversing it around for Walters. Parker with a little bit of open ice. Leaves it back over for Tyson Kirkby. Pekowski getting back up to his skates as Kirkby circles behind the net. Looking for a friend to pass to. Faked Fitzgerald. This is a delayed call. Look out. Kirkby now skating backwards. Odd man opportunity. He's lost his stick in the process. Minch is coming through. High riser behind the net. Perfectly behind Joseph's cage. Trying to find Lamoth back up at the point, but instead Gavin Yates has it on his tape skating the other way. Yates blows past the defender, and it rolls off of his tape at the last possible second. Yates' speed so good, he just blew right by that defender, but he had the stick, or had the puck roll off his stick at the last second. 2:20 left to go here in period number 2. Shot wide of the target on the way from Delaney. Lamoth has it chopped off at his stick, and Jurich will backhand it over for Fitzgerald, and the breakout will commence. Gavin Yates coming on in. Forehand backhand now, tries a stuff chance out in front. Jurich hacks and whacks at it. Tries to get to a loose puck. Going to be knocked out of the zone. No, man down as Wilson blew a tire. Yates over for Jurich. Jurich coming on in, forehand backhand. Hack and whack at it. Holding the post is Kalowski. And no further play with 1:46 left to go in the period.
Man, Brooks, if that had been Tyler Jurich's record-breaking goal, that would have been an incredible handle by him. Just isn't able to get enough elevation on the shot to put in the back of the net.
1:46 left to go here in the frame. Back with you after a final timeout of the first period, right here on Fox Sports 1430.
South Washington Street, right here in downtown Binghamton. Give you a visit today.
Time to get ready for some Easter kisses with the Triple Cities family dental. It's there. Really like you guys. How about you? There you go. Nice and wholesome. How about you guys? But you guys, nice and tender. But you guys, okay, sure, why not? Here you go, kiss the hair, look at the baby, kiss the baby. Kiss the baby.
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430. Binghamton and Alex, the Black Bears. 3 goals in the first, and now 3 goals in the second, thanks to Tyler Jurich, Connor Smith, and Chad Lopez.
And the Black Bears continue to outshoot Delaware at a 3-1 pace, outscoring them 3 goals per period. They really like threes here, Brooks.
Yeah, it looks like three's wild here as we get ready for an offensive zone faceoff. One back for Cam Yarwood. Puts it a little bit too far in front of Walters, so Walters will just have to backhand it in down low for Anderson. Tries to center up for Smith. Smith's big frame proving to be a hard time to deal with for Delaware tonight, as Connor Smith is just flying everywhere over the ice. But look out, miscommunication, and Mentis is coming in all alone on Joseph, and Taylor Joseph with another breakaway save, robbing Delaware of their first goal of the night.
And an excellent job by Taylor Joseph, really getting aggressive in his crease, going out to meet Mentis, not giving him a good angle, watching the puck all the way in, and staying patient, getting the good trapper grab.
Mentis coming on in, went forehand to the backhand and right back to the forehand. Joseph kept his glove in front of him. So much important for a young goaltender to do. With your glove out in front, it increases your angle of making a save and takes away the angle of the goaltender, or excuse me, of the shooter, putting one in the back of the net, as Kozlowski will make an easy save against Stako right there. So take a look at this high energy replay. Miscommunication between Walters and Yarwood. They collide. Mentis comes in, and Taylor Joseph drifting back, met the shooter with speed, and made the glove save. Schultz comes in, tries it to the back door. Stanko shot off the glass. Can't connect with anything. 1 minute left to go in the period. Smith over for Schultz. Slap pass tipped wide by Stanko. He gives chase after it. Stanko and Wilson, excuse me, Stanko and Smith also had their headshots taken today along with the team photo as well. Just a little tidbit here and there. Gaffer off, sidesteps Connor Smith, and that allow the Black Bears to dump it right back in. Kozlowski reversing it around the boards over the head of Fitzgerald. 25 seconds left to go here in period number 2. Schultz with his defensive partner for the time being is Fitzgerald. Running out of real estate, it'll hop over the stick of Bedard. Back into the Delaware zone, 15 seconds left to go. Samaro not done with this period yet. 10 seconds left to go. It's a turnover. Lopez looking for the hat trick. Throws a shot on goal. Samaro hacks and whacks at it. Out in front, off the back of the goaltender in the blue paint. Samaro turns around. Referee says it's in before the horn. What a sequence of events. The Black Bears did not give up on the play. There's zeros on the board. The referee signaled goal. And that could be the 7th of the night for the Black Bears. Thunder not wanting to stick around and hear the discussion. Off the back of the goaltender, it stayed out, and then Samaro stayed with it and cashed in. Now this is a big ask. I don't know if we have picture-in-picture where we can also see the clock at the same time. Maybe if we can zoom out a little bit to see if that red light, or excuse me, that green light came on before that puck came in. Referees are still deliberating this at center ice. The teams have vacated the benches.
It's an odd situation, Brooks, because essentially what's happening is you're deciding if the clock completely ran out or what you're going to do. Do you have to run a little clock off? Essentially what the officials are saying is that the puck crossed the line as the clock turned from .000.1 to 00.0, meaning that even though the goal counted, the 10th of a second that went off as the puck went back in the net sent them into the intermission.
All right, looks like the goal is going to stand. The officials have gone back to the locker room, as have the teams. We have a very good Excite Motorsports intermission report coming up. Black Bears now up 7-0. The extra point is good here on Hall of Fame night. Back with you after these messages when we come back on Fox Sports 1430 Binghamton.
Your Binghamton Black Bears are headed back to the Commissioner's Cup playoffs for the 2023 season. Playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them on the 3rd floor of the Vision Veterans Memorial Arena by calling 607-722-7367 or visiting Ticketmaster.com. The Binghamton Black Bears close out the regular season next Saturday, April 15th against the Elmira Mammoth at 7 p.m. It's Fan Appreciation Night, so come out for a team photo giveaway and stick around for a post-game skate with the team. Get your tickets. Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week.
Time getting the puck out of their zone. Takeaway for Josh Hubert. Samaro scores! cashing in his first goal at home as a Black Bear, second as a professional hockey player.
Briggs Barber Company, located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street, right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today.
If you're looking to install a beautiful, durable, and handcrafted countertop, call Alice James Construction. The Southern Tier's most trusted stone fabrication will design and install your dream countertop and let you choose from a premium selection of natural stones like marble, granite, or quartzite. Stone or granite countertops starting as low as $35 per square foot installed. Schedule your free quote and receive a free sink with your countertop project. Call 607-275-5495.
You make me think of good things.
Good day.
Like calming tempers down.
Good day.
And passing them around.
So stand up and cheer. Well, that's gonna be a good day.
Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Are you looking for a new place to live? Lofts at JC is the official housing partner of the Binghamton Black Bears and the only luxury housing provider offering both 2 and 3 bedroom units, fully furnished for a modern living lifestyle. Lofts at JC is centrally located in the heart of the Tri-Cities area, located at 128 Grand Avenue in Johnson City. Housing applications are accepted online at loftsatjc.com. Once again, that's loftsatjc.com.
Magic 1017.
Best radio station. Keeps getting better.
Better music selection.
Best ever. Makes me feel better.
Number 1 for music and fun.
It's like the best ever.
Magic 1017. 100% local.
A wreck is a wreck. An arrest is an arrest. Alcohol, cough syrup, painkillers, sleeping pills. It doesn't matter. Impaired is impaired, and it will be prosecuted. Going out tonight? Your local police will be out too. Don't drive. Get a ride. Brought to you by your New York State Stop DWI program.
Into the slot, and Kirby scores on the one-timer.
You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com.
Don't settle for less. Ask for American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. American Standard, built to a higher standard.
Saturday, April 15th, sports are taking over for the downtown doubleheader. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies start the day off at 1:05 at the ballpark, followed by the Binghamton Black Bears taking the ice at 7 p.m. You can come to both games for just $20. Get your tickets by scanning the QR code or at the Binghamton Black Bears offices by calling 607-722-7367. Your Binghamton Black Bears are back for year 3. Season tickets are now on sale for the 2023 and 24 hockey season in Binghamton. Stop into the Black Bears office on the 3rd floor of the arena or give the office a call at 607-722-7367.
report a final look at the out-of-town scoreboard while the game's going on tonight. We're due it during the La Quinta Inn and Suites post-game show as well. We click refresh and find some new scores to the tunes here, and Carolina and Columbus are tied at 1 apiece down in Georgia. Elmira, Danbury tied at 2. In Connecticut, Port Huron still has a 1-0 lead over Watertown a couple miles north, and Motor City and Mississippi are tied at 2. That's a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. When we come back, we have the third and final period of tonight's contest, brought to you by Fox Sports 1430. Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Alex, Black Bears up 7-0. Extra point is good here on Hall of Fame night. The onslaught continued for the Black Bears. They put 26 shots up on goal and add 4 more to their goal column. What are you looking for in this third period?
Well, with the new goaltender, Brooks, in for Thunder, I'm seeing how he responds to some pressure early and often. This first line of Anderson, Stanko, and Smith is one of the best offensive lines we've seen the Black Bears put out outside that Kirkby, Yates, and Jurich line. I expect them to test them as early as possible, as we had some Thunder players coming out on the ice very late.
Puck is dropped and we are underway for the third period, brought to you by our friends over at American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They are built to a higher standard. Puck is in the Delaware zone. And now over for Smith. Smith trying to return the favor back over to Stanko. And now Graham Mintis coming the other way with Wilson. Wilson shot blockered away by Joseph as Delaware has the first shot of the frame. And Joseph had to squeeze his legs tight as that puck was on the backside of his skate, very close to that goal line.
Yeah, and Taylor Joseph doing a great job getting his trapper around to stop any sort of puck being chipped up and through by the Delaware Thunder. Great job on that save.
Anderson tries to push it back on his forehand, and Delaware will win this face-off. Mintis, who has been trying so desperately to try to get the Thunder on the score sheet here tonight. He's been robbed twice, one-on-one against Taylor Joseph. Throws a puck towards the net looking for a tip. It was deflected high up into the air and away from the goal crease. And now Stanko behind his own net. His clearing attempt blocked. No harm, no foul, as it'll find the stick of Colin Fitzgerald. Back up at the red line, waiting for it is Connor Smith. Leaving it over for Anderson. Anderson coming in, and a great poke check from the new goaltender, Jacob Nzeko. And Anderson had it poked right onto his stick. He sent it high. Black Bears in the midst of a line change, changing the blue liners.
I think that hit Grant Mentis on the dome, Brooks.
Oh, maybe if we get a Heinz Energy replay, we'll take a better look at it. Smith's chance denied by Nazeko. He's made 2 saves so far in the first 2 minutes of this one in the third period. 7-0 Black Bears advantage here on Hall of Fame night as Joseph plays it right onto the tape of Lopez at the red line, nullifying icing for Lopez in front of that second line. Now Thompson giving chase, and the Black Bears staying on the forecheck as if they were trailing this game. And now Lacassie crossing over the line, drags around Yarwood, but Yarwood recovers nicely, and now Lopez playing it back over for Lewis. This line has been red hot all night long. They are on sides temporarily, but Delaware pokes it right back out to Boilar. Boilar into open ice for Lewis. Lewis on the forehand, stirring up for Lopez, looking for the hat trick, just wide. That would have been his second hat trick of the season. Boilar's shot, kicked out with a purpose by Nazeko. Off the wall and out, pawed down by Yarwood, back up for Lopez. The lefty saucering it over for Thompson, out in front, took his eye off of it. It's poked wide, and now Malushkin reversing it over for Carlo. Carlo, tape-to-tape pass with Malushkin, getting it right back. Malushkin shot rising over the glove of Joseph, off the glass and out of the zone thanks to Mac. Lewis giving a little bit of a nudge to Pikowski at the line. Kirkby trying to get over to a loose puck. Instead, Gafferoff will pull it back to his forehand. Stretch pass, deflected by Wolf. Joseph coming out of his net. Maybe Joseph getting a little bit more practice this game, Alex, of playing the puck, as he might have to in the playoffs. 2-on-1, Gavin Yates saucering it over for Jurich. Out in front, it's wide. As Deacon Stanza getting over to the loose puck. Now Weber, 1-on-2 against Walters, puts it down into the corner.
That was an excellent defensive effort by Deacon Stanzo to basically get that puck, get onto Jurich and be able to break up any pass coming to him.
Bukowski's shot is tiered into the corner by Joseph, the Alberta native, standing tall so far here in this one for the Black Bears. Kirkby now crossing over the line with Jake Schultz. They run into each other but stay on their feet. Kirkby tries to center up for Jurich, and you can tell that that's what Kirkby's going for right now, trying to get the goal record here at home for 22 dressed in white.
It almost felt like everybody, including guys on the bench's stick, went to Jurich's stick on that offensive opportunity.
Now Gavin Yates coming across the blue line, skating into the zone, had it roll off of his stick, stays up on his feet though. Kirkby, backdoor for Jurich, sees denied by Nazeko. Trying for history here in Binghamton, no better night than Hall of Fame, as Nazeko will reach out and say, hold on a second, guys. Let's take a pause and get Jurich off of the ice.
And as Kirkby skates by, it looked like he almost said to him, like, man, you couldn't have just let that one go and give us the record. Nazeko just sort of shook his head like, nope, not me.
15:59 left to go here. And the shot from Anderson's going to be blocked. Does it stay in? It does. It went up into the air. I lost track of it very quickly. Ivanov, D-to-D over with his partner, Hannakainen, pawed down by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald scored his second goal of the season last game against the River Dragons. Mentis taken down from behind. Delaware wants a call. It's been 4 penalties technically called so far in this one with that double minor. Counting is 3 or 4 depending on the way you look at your glass. They all came in the first period. A clean sheet for both sides in period number 2. No power plays. As Fitzgerald has it behind his own net, plays it over for Brett Parker. 15 and change left to go here in the third period. Parker trying to get it back from Carlo, but Carlo goes into the neutral zone. Works out, and now Malushkin with the puck. Black Bears forcing off sides with some good sticks at the blue line. 15:03 left to go. Shots now 54 Binghamton, 18 for the visiting Thunder.
And what an incredible offensive output from the Black Bears. Really seeming to catch their stride as the season goes along. Stanko, Smith, and Anderson out for this draw, Brooks.
Yeah, Anderson will win it back over to Yarwood. And played into the open ice for JT Walters to come grab it. Walters one touching over for Anderson. Anderson dropping it back for Stanko, and Stanko throws a weak shot that's steered aside by Nazeko. A lot of vowels and a lot of names right here. Stanko in, tries a stuff chance. Nazeko makes a save. Stanko robbed by Nizeko. Say that 10 times fast. Yarwood a slap shot. Nizeko made the save. Rebound poked wide by Anderson. Carlo stopping and starting behind his own net. Now 57 shots on the night for Binghamton. Smith giving pressure. That's a 6'4", 200+ pound man throwing his body around that you really don't want to take too many hits from. Gaffaroff trying to dance around Yarwood and Smith. 1-on-2. Poked in down low. Yarwood takes a peek, surveys his options. Finds Smith wide open. Cross ice right onto the tape of Stanko. Stanko trying to get around Lamoth, and Lamoth will get the better of Stanko this go round. Delaware poking the puck back out across the blue line. They come back offensively, but Lewis sends a man down into the wall. Malushkin been on the receiving end of a couple of hits tonight from Mac Lewis. And now Lewis coming back the other way. Offensively, one hand pokes it. Nizeko, stuff chance, made the save. Rebound still available. Fitzgerald through traffic, poked wide. Might have gotten a tip out in front from Lewis. And looks like we're going to have the first call of the night go against the Black Bears as Mac Lewis is guilty of the infraction. He's headed to the penalty box. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 13:27 left to go here in the third period. Black Bears lead 7-0 here on Hall of Fame night on Fox Sports 1430.
Tell me what time it is. It's t-shirt time. It's t-shirt time. If you want one from the ice crew, you got next to those. Who wants a t-shirt? Get louder. Do you want a t-shirt or not?
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. The Black Bears are headed to the Northeastern Striping Corporation penalty kill for the first time tonight, Alex, as Mac Lewis is guilty of the infraction at the 6:33 mark of period number 3.
And Brooks, I think that's a bit of a soft call. It's still going to be by the letter of the law, but I think 10 years ago you probably don't see that called. But as the game gets cleaned up and as player safety becomes a bigger issue, those sort of charging where you build up a little bit of steam and get into a guy are getting phased more and more out of this game. Let's see if the Black Bears can keep this clean sheet, knock on wood, and get the puck out of the zone for their penalty kill.
All right, here we go. And Schultz will take the face-off win, hammer it all the way out of the zone. 2 minutes for kneeing. I thought it was going to be a charge, but it doesn't matter. It's still a 2-minute minor. This one for kneeing. Put a K up in my scorebook, like a baseball game. As a shot is steered aside by Joseph on the way through by Gaffaroff. One shot so far. Delaney circling behind the net, puts the puck out of his own side, as Ivanov was not in the spot that pass went to. Now behind their own net, Delaware starts their engine. Malushkin met with pressure from Parker, trying to get it over to Samaro, pass a little bit too soft. And now the Thunder have numbers going the other way. Malushkin dropping it back for Gaffaroff. A shot and a power play goal for the Delaware Thunder. Breaks the shutout of Taylor Joseph at the 12:38 remaining mark of the period. Delaware 1 for 1 on the power play.
And Brooks, that is an unfortunate one. Really, for the Black Bears penalty kill, you can't give somebody that level of space, particularly in a prime real estate shooting zone. Just walks the puck in. Nobody steps out on the forward. Your forwards are delayed getting back into the zone, and that's just a good goal by Delaware.
6:22 time of the goal, and the Thunder are on the board. Here in Binghamton, it is a power play tally. They are officially 1 for 1 on the night. So now you don't have to worry about the shutout anymore. And the next save for Taylor Joseph is the biggest one of the night. Now Gavin Yates coming in, cross ice, out in front, and went off a defenseman from Delaware and almost trickled in. Dennis Gafferoff will get the goal, and Wolf now coming on in, tries to poke it above Joseph's net. It finds its way into the corner. Boilar with a little bit of an extra shove. And that'll be Gafferoff's goal from Malushkin and Ivanov. It's a power play goal at the 6:22 mark, making Delaware on the board, ending a 7-0 run for the Black Bears.
And you can see Delaware is a little more pep in their step now, a lot more energy on the ice. Forwards really getting their feet moving, getting the puck on stick to guys.
Gavin Yates playing it over for Yarwood. Yarwood at the blue line, crossing over, but everybody except for Yarwood was offsides there. A little bit too early for the offensive group for Binghamton.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think everybody's sort of kind of wanting to be part of history, be part of the record-breaking goal for Tyler Jurich, and everyone's a little antsy to get into the offensive zone.
Gavin Yates plays it over for Jake Schultz. Schultz comes in, forehand, backhand, and it's poked wide. It knocks the water bottle off the back of the net. Play will continue, as that is not part of the actual net. Houston Wilson skates it out of the zone. The linesman knocks the pass away from him inadvertently. And now Yates comes back the other way, skating in through the slot, looking for some real estate. Gets his footing back. 11:15 left to go. Kirkby back over to Schultz. D-to-D with Walters, and a shot that's going to be blasted into the netting. Deflected on the way through.
And I think, Brooks, if Schultz had that to do over again, if he can get his eyes up there, Tyson Kirkby is wide open, opposite side of the net, right in the primary shooting zone. A high percentage shot chance for Tyler Jurich if Schultz can get him that puck.
Faceoff was won by Delaware. However, they could not clear the puck past Jake Schultz holding the blue line. He puts a shot on target. 61 shots on goal now for the Black Bears. Could be 62 right here. In fact, it is. Schultz's drive kicked out by Nizeko. Back out into the neutral zone. The captain will chase right back after it. I want to thank Jake again for spending some time with us earlier today so that we could have that Excite Motorsports intermission report interview. And now Smith with a goal tonight, skates back into the zone. Centers up for Anderson. Anderson impeded from behind, puts a shot on. Nizeko made the save. The rebound whacked at, finds its way behind the net. Cleared out of the zone by the Thunder. And unfortunately, after that quick little burst after their only goal here in the contest, Delaware just throwing the puck right back out into the neutral zone any chance they can. Stanko rings one off of the crossbar into the netting. 10:15 left to go. And good follow-up shifts for Binghamton after allowing that power play goal.
I'll tell you what, Brooks, that wasn't only into the netting, that was into the rafters. Hit the crossbar post area and bounced all the way up, almost touching the Binghamton Whalers AHL Southern Division season champions banner.
Little tidbit here. How is the Binghamton Whalers in the Southern Division in the AHL? Must have been a lot of Northern teams in the AHL back then.
Perhaps it's the same way the Indianapolis Colts are in the Southern Division of the AFC.
Yeah, definitely the same reasoning right there. Smith on the forecheck, trying to poke it away from the goaltender. Turnaround opportunity is swallowed up by the Delaware defense, and now Malushkin coming out the other way. Smith given a little bit of a rough ride by Lagasse out, and a little bit of miscommunication as well from the Black Bears defense as Fitzgerald almost ran into his old goaltender behind the net. Smith crossing over the line. He's on sides. Outwaits Malushkin, who went down long bodied to play the puck. Smith over, tries a stuff chance, and Zeko holds the post. Puck's still available. Anderson tries to direct it back to Boilar, but it's knocked right back in from behind. Hannakainen met with pressure. Gets it back up to Boilar, though. Boilar's shot is steered into the glove of Nizeko, and that'll take us to our under 10 media timeout. Delaware on the board, no shutout anymore, and 7-1 Black Bears lead right here on Fox Sports 1430.
Celebrating a birthday with the Black Bears today. Leah Chapman is 8 years old. Birthday Tracy Valentine. Jared McCrory is 7. Jonathan Nojane. Dana Kosak. Caitlin Moses is 10. Happy 50th to Desiree Mathis is 12. Reagan and Riley Anderson are both 6. And our own Black Bears, Tyson Kirkby and Chad Lopez. Happy birthday on Monday.
And welcome back to the Black Bears action. I'm Alex Jones here, Brooks Hill next to me. 9:20 left in the third period. The Black Bears are up 7-1 after Delaware scored their first and only power play goal on their first and only power play on a Mac Lewis minor kneeing call. Lewis, Lopez, and Thompson out there. Yarwood and Walters on defense as we reset this tilt. Lopez gets the puck onto Thompson's stick, who makes a diving attempt. However, Mac Lewis gets the puck, throws it in the neutral zone. Delaware takes over, pushing down the left side, and is dissuaded from that attempt by JT Walters. Puck up for grabs as they fight for the puck. Walters gets the puck on his stick, passes it up and gets it to central ice to Thompson.
Oh, thank you, Alex. My throat was very parched, trying to get some water in. Here, been a long day at the arena as Yarwood's shot is blockered away by Nizeko. And now Thompson tried to stuff chance, had to roll off of his stick. Lopez, though, right in the right spot again. Looking for the hat trick, Chad Lopez, not to be undermined by Tyler Jurich, looking for the goal record as well. Walter's shot tipped in, out in front. And it looks like it might be JT Walters' third goal of the season.
And Brooks gave a little rock the baby, a nod to his newborn child in celebration of scoring that goal.
So the Black Bears get back up by 7 as JT Walters' shot from the point puts the lead up to 8-1 for the Black Bears. Their first goal of the frame coming at the 11:26 mark.
And I think, Brooks, as we watched on the Heinz Energy replay, I think this gets tipped twice by Delaware defenders on the way to the net. As Yates takes the puck up the left side and drives the net, trying to find the puck. Jurich puts it in the goal!
There he is!
It's the record, Brooks!
It's the all-time record for Tyler Jurich. Centered up by Gavin Yates. The whole team is going to come for Jay off of the backup net. The confetti has popped. Tyler Jurich is the all-time goal leader in the FPHL. Congratulations to Tyler Jurich. You couldn't script it any better on Hall of Fame night, celebrating 50 years of hockey in this great city. A beautiful pass from Gavin Yates right onto the tape of Jurich. And now he is the all-time goals leader in the FPHL. What an accomplishment for Tyler Jurich. And there he goes, he's hugging Riley McVeigh, Justin Coachman, Josh Newberg, Andrew Logar, all the scratches getting some love as well. That's going to be one that you never forget.
100%, Brooks, and something for the fans who may be watching in the stadium who like to go along, maybe out here grabbing a pop or a snack from the concession area. We are also announcing we have Tyler Jurich commemorative shirts available at the merch stand for anybody who wants them, commemorating the 297th goal of his career and breaking the Federal Pro Hockey League record, Prospect Hockey League.
8:24 remaining in the period. We still got a long ways to go in this one. Go ahead and tell you now, there's your Bricks Barber Company clip of the week. There's your Fire and Ice Sports Bar Player of the Week. All of it is going to belong to Tyler Jurich. Let's listen to Frank. So Tyler Jurich's 297th goal. As Gallo throws a shot on, steered aside by Taylor Joseph. Now Parker coming the other way. Black Bears are not content with 9. They're looking for 10. Centering up for Anderson, robbed by Nzeko right on the doorstep.
And Anderson just put that one too close to the body of Nzeko. If he puts that in the middle of the, or on the left side of the net, that's an easy goal.
Puck steered into the corner by Nzeko, and the Black Bears scoring a little bit too quickly as they actually announced the 9th goal before they get to the 8th goal from JT Walters, where he rocked the baby, that double deflection out in front. Now Fitzgerald plays it over for Thompson. Thompson coming in the left wing side, lays it up for Lopez. Lopez tries a stuff chance, and there's the hat trick for Chad Lopez, his 2nd of the season. Goal number 10 on the night.
Man, Brooks, I'll tell you what, I think we've had almost everything you could possibly have from the Black Bears in this game. We got a hat trick, we got a record-breaking goal, a defender goal, a forward goal, an excellent night of hockey from the Black Bears, really just leaving it all on the ice, ramping up for this playoff push and a possible dance with the Commissioner's Cup.
7 minutes left to go. Take a look at this Heinz Energy replay. Lopez on the wraparound, beats Nzeko to the post. It's a hat trick for Chad Lopez, his 3rd of the night. And the off-ice officials are going to have a very hard time figuring out star number 2 and 3 on the night.
I agree, incredibly so, Brooks. It's going to be one of the more difficult decisions. Austin Thompson and Chad Lopez having an incredible night on both ends of the ice, getting up and down the ice. Chad Lopez and Thompson, who are known to Black Bears fans for their offensive and defensive contributions, have really put on a show tonight with 6 points apiece, I believe, Brooks, correct?
Correct.
What an incredible showing from both of them as we start this wrapping up the regular season. Tonight we have Delaware. Tomorrow night we are at the Fairgrounds of Delaware, and then we have a matchup against our crosstown rivals with Elmira. 7 minutes left in the 3rd period. It is 10-1 Black Bears. The same line is out there. Lopez, Lewis, and Thompson as the puck is won by the Black Bears, gets on the stick of Thompson as Lopez chases in the neutral zone and loses the puck in the offensive zone. Yarwood to Boilar. Boilar spins it back to Yarwood. Yarwood to Lewis. Lewis holds and gets it onto Lopez's stick. Lopez takes the net. Oh, just outside for Thompson.
Yeah, he was looking for goal number 4. Nobody has scored 4 this season for the Black Bears, Alex. Lopez trying to be the first. Thompson shot denied by Nzeko. Still got a lot to go here. 6:25. And Boilar now, low angle, his shot, shouldered away by Nzeko. Lopez trying to swallow the rebound. But now Malushkin coming the other way. Malushkin on the backhand, throws on the brakes, tries a centering pass. Gaffarov shot seen all the way by Joseph. That might have gone off of the body of Mac Lewis, getting on its way towards the net. But 6:06 left to go.
I'll tell you what, Brooks, that actually ended up being a better opportunity because Mac Lewis made a hustle play. Mac Lewis trying to break up a pass directly over the middle, puts his skate in front of it, and it ends up at the feet of Gaffarov in prime shooting position as the Black Bears and the Thunder line up for this faceoff, and the Black Bear win it onto the stick of Schultz.
Yeah, 6 minutes left to go here in the frame. Walters, who has a goal tonight, throws on the brakes and puts on a reverse, met with pressure in the offensive zone from Mintus and Delaney. Plays it over for Jurich. And now Jurich is looking for a hat trick, denied by Nzeko. Hit laid on. Yates low angle. Blocker save made by Nzeko. Yates will circle around, create some open ice. Looking for a friend off the wall for Walters. Walters, slap pass, blocked on the way through. Jurich is going to hold this in at the blue line. Slap it in around the boards over for Schultz, who's on the opposite side, just outside the faceoff dot. Yates at the line, does a good job of holding it in temporarily, but it could be a 2-on-1 going the other way. Mintus over for Wilson, throwing on the brakes. Mintus over for his teammate, but his teammate already started backtracking out of the zone. Now Jurich is going to keep on going. He's already at 297, trying to make it 298. Delaney dropping it back over behind Joseph's net, tries to center off the back of the net, but Wilson gets over to a loose puck on the shot that was blocked by Kirkby. Under 5 minutes left to go here on Hall of Fame night. Yates and Jurich crisscross at the line. Yates taken down. Crowd wants a call, but probably up 9, not going to get one there in that spot.
No, it's going to have to be something egregious for the officials to call it.
Boilar puts a pass that's a little too hot to handle over for Matthew Boilar, or Jesse Anderson, I should say. Joseph behind his own net. I can identify that player very quickly. He steers it over. It'll find the stick of Connor Smith temporarily. He gets it back. Turnaround opportunity for Stanko coming in on the forehand. He tries to power one through the 5-hole, but Nizeko holding the gate tight. Ivanov dancing around Anderson. Jesse will take none of that. Stanko tries to get it right back and return the favor to Anderson as he's met with a tattoo hit along the near side boards. Puck bouncing end over end in the slot right now, and the Thunder having a hard time of maintaining control in the offensive side.
Yeah, the Black Bears are doing an excellent job really pinning the Thunder in their own zone.
Anderson with a one-timer in and out of the glove of Nizeko, back up to the blue line. And looks like the Black Bears are trying to set the tone for tomorrow night for what could be the final time traveling to the Thunderdome at the fairgrounds. The Thunder's future a little uncertain where they're going to play next season.
I'll tell you what, Brooks, the Black Bears almost caught the Thunder doing a full line change while they had the puck in the neutral zone advancing into the offensive zone. You saw all five players for the Delaware Thunder start to come, and Colin Fitzgerald was winding up to drop the puck in and almost went, wait, everybody's leaving? All right, I'm going to push it. Pushes it up the middle, and everyone except for one forward had to stay on, which is why it's so important for Njeko to freeze the puck and allow his team to get that line change as they are incredibly tired as we're into our media timeout under 5.
3 minutes and change left to go. Back with you after this on Fox Sports 1430.
Postgame jersey auction in Section 1 following tonight's game. Please sign up to participate in the auction at the information stand on the concourse for your chance to bid on these specialty jerseys. The Binghamton Black Bears close out the regular season next Saturday, April 15th against the Elmira Mammoth at 7 p.m. It's fan appreciation night, so come out for a team photo giveaway and stick around for a post-game skate with the team. Get your tickets now at BinghamtonBlackBears.com.
Welcome back to Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Brooks Hill, Alex Jones along for the ride on Hall of Fame night, enshrining what could be the next 50 years of Binghamton hockey. Parker's shot missing the target. Puck is available just outside the crease. The teams will whack at it. It's underneath a player. It squirts out. Walters will chase after and reverse it in down low off the wall for Lopez. Black Bears trying to grab some winning mojo before the playoffs, and Alex, 10 goals is going to definitely help the offensive mindset here moving forward. It also sets the tone into tomorrow night as Samaro's shot is absorbed by Nizeko. Out of play. The Black Bears are 6-3-1 in their last 2. There'd be their 3rd straight win total and their 4th straight win here at home.
And just the Black Bears have to continue this tomorrow. You know, you're going to the Delaware. It's 75 shots on net for the Black Bears. That's a lot of offensive output. You have to expect the same on the road in Delaware. Keep that momentum going.
Black Bears just need a couple more. I'm looking to see if that shot gets put up on the board. 76, I was told, was the record from last year for Binghamton, as Gavril comes in, denied by Joseph. A great save by 72, dressed in white, as I've been handed a very important sheet of paper for afterwards. Black Bears need 2 more shots, Alex, to break their all-time shots on goal record. Don't think they're going to get there for the goals tonight. Remember, they had 13 earlier this year against Port Huron. As Bedard throws a puck into the neutral zone, and now it's a 3-on-1 breakaway. Kirkby over to Jurich, back to Yates. Jurich one more. Kirkby sent it high into the netting at the last second, dropped his stick and looked up into the heavens.
And Brooks, that line. This line has played together for so long this year. Jurich, Kirkby, Yates. It almost looked like it was kind of an homage to their entire year so far this year. And unfortunately, Tyson Kirkby just exploded it over the net.
2 minutes left to go here in this one. 10-1, Black Bears lead. Kirkby was trying to look for goal number 11 on the night, but instead poked back out into the neutral zone. Weber, skate to stick, throws it on target. That'll help for Taylor Joseph. And his stats, 24 saves on the night. Kirkby in front of his own bench. And actually, I've just been told that the record for the shots on goal.
And we got a Tyson Kirkby goal, Brooks, from Jurich.
Yeah, so that one's going to count towards the total, make it 11 on the night. I'm picking the very bad times to listen to people texting me about records. Missed the Jurich goal call, missed that one. And now we got 90 seconds left. I might just turn my phone off.
And as you were about to say, Brooks, the record is 78, not 77. We need 2 more shots to break the record for Black Bears shots in a single game.
All right, back to the action here. 1:20 left to go. Yarwood wraps it in. Black Bears need to get to 78 to break the record. Actually, they need 79. 78 is the record. So Black Bears putting up a lot of offense here tonight at home on Hall of Fame night. Josh Hennessy, Patrice Robitaille, and Charlie Jaworski inducted in as the class of 2023 Hall of Fame as that puck is knocked out of play by Joseph. Had a great pregame ceremony as Tyson Kirkby finds his way onto the score sheet. And Jurich continuing. I'm running out of goal spots in my sheet, Alex. Normally we run out of penalties, but tonight it looks like it's going to be goals. It's going to be a fun night for the Budweiser 3 stars of the game. Face-off won by Mentis, tries a backhander that never made it to Joseph's net. Wilson sends one high. It'll ride the top of the boards, back up halfway between the face-off dot and the blue line. Wilson centering it off the backside of the net, backhanded out by Fitzgerald. 35 seconds left to go. 2 shots away from tying the record, 3 to break. I don't think the Black Bears are going to get there. Walters on the backhand, steers it over. And chip in charge for Jesse Anderson. Held in, though, at the line temporarily. Anderson over to Smith. Smith trying to find Stanko with a one-touch passing. Smith lost his edge on the way through. Ivanov has it poked away. Final push for the Thunder here tonight. Wilson coming on in, is going to try a stuff chance. Might have been upended from behind. Final count here tonight on Hall of Fame. 11, Delaware 1. 50-year celebration is complete. Black Bears win by 10. And they have set the tone for tomorrow night's matchup in Delaware.
100%, Brooks. An 11-1 victory is a shellacking, and the Black Bears need to keep this momentum going. If they can keep this momentum going for the last few days of the regular season, this is going to be an absolute opportunity for them to go into the playoffs incredibly hot and looking good.
All right, when we come back, we will have the La Quinta Inn & Suites post-game show. Black Bears win, final count 11-1. They pick up a franchise record, 33 wins, and are over the 100-point mark, setting the tone for tomorrow night. Back with you after these messages on Fox Sports 1430 Binghamton.
Shots on goal in the third period. For the Thunder, 10, a total of 25. And for your Black Bears, 31, a total of 76. That shot performance was one shy of the all-time NHL record for a team in the game. Testani Budweiser, 3 stars in the game. Your third star of the game from the Black Bears with 1 goal and 4 assists. Number 25, Austin Thompson. Your second star of the game from the Black Bears. He had a hat trick tonight, 3 goals, 2 assists. Number 21, Chad Lopez. And your number 1 star from the Black Bears set the all-time goal record in the FPHL tonight. 2 goals, 1 assist. Number 22, Tyler Jerry. That's your Rocker J. Testani Budweiser, 3 stars in the game. Fans, we thank you so much for coming out tonight and supporting your Black Bears. Have a plan to get home safely. Your team returns home for Fan Appreciation Night on Saturday, April 15th at 7 p.m. against Elmira. Tickets are on sale now. Call the Black Bears office at 607-722-7367 or visit BinghamtonBlackBears.com.